We are officially live as we begin action here tonight on the Countdown to Genesis here with KJ Orso entering his way into the special Fatal 4-Way match for the TNA International Championship. And welcome in, folks, to our live watch-along coverage of TNA Genesis on this exclusive feed. Welcome into the discussion. Hello, everybody. Noah Foster, Walter Cruz. We are super live. I'll take the opportunity. And please let us got a comment, tell a friend. You want to take the conversation, super chat, or PayPal patch, as simple as that. Again, KJ Orso, Walter, you're very familiar with this gentleman. We thought that the former identity of him, Fuego del Sol, was done with wrestling altogether. It was the identity, though, and not the competitor.
Glad he gets this chance.
And, of course, very well known out of the Texas area. As we welcome in the man that says a cleanse is coming, who has lived and died 6 times over in TNA wrestling. A black heart, I would say, violent by design. Eric Young, who was part inaugurally of the finals of the Triple Threat tournament at Unstoppable last year in Las Vegas to crown the inaugural TNA International Champion. Of course, that champion became Steve Macklin. Eric Young and Steve Macklin had a fallout over that title, including a very violent dog collar match. And Eric Young has been saying that a cleanse is coming ever since we started this partnership with NXT.
Eric Young of Nazareth, because the man is died and resurrected quite a few times.
Yeah, of course, we saw his Norman Armory left him in Sinner and Saints. And of course, we know that Eric Young has won every time that you could win practically in this company,
including females type.
And one of the newest signings now to the TNA locker room. Social media sensation. We saw him first in action at Bound for Glory, BDE. The bright young up-and-comer, of course, faced Flop Dower the last time we saw him in a singles match, of course. Back at Final Resolution, and BDE with a huge opportunity here, going after his first TNA championship.
Another YouTube turned wrestler.
Well, at least this guy seems far more humble and less impulsive, but nonetheless, he also has a little bit of cred on the independent, so I'll give the young man credit where credit is due. And again, folks, this is TNA Genesis. You can watch the Countdown of Us for free right now on TNA Plus. But if you want to watch the pay-per-view along with us, you have to purchase it $40 on TNA Plus, and it will start at the top of the hour, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out, by the way, to the collective that's calling, of course, the GCW show that is also happening, also at the top of the hour as we speak. And thank you all for participating and getting your predictions in for both the TNA League and the GCW League as we keep you in tune across all things wrestling.
Stacks.
I'm going to be a good person tonight. I promise myself I'll be a good person tonight. But to your point, the deck is certainly stacked against the TNA International Champion, escorted by Ariana Grace, former liaison of NXT, now his main squeeze. Indeed, it is Stacks who holds gold in TNA. Of course, stealing that gold away from Steve Macklin with the help of the NXT Outcast. And we previously saw in the singles match, Ariana Grace raked the eyes of Macklin to make sure that Stacks would hold on to the title via disqualification. There has to be a personal vendetta of sorts, though, Walter, here when it comes to this match, considering how much this man has corrupted Santana Morella's daughter.
I guess for you, Stacks is not where it's at.
Well, I mean, if you can't punish your own child, what do? You punish the person that somehow made this pain happen. So Santana Morella has not been the same since Ariana Grace betrayed him with a low blow, betrayed his trust, and basically denied his authority and his fatherhood.
He literally
attacks me on the attack.
He hasn't been the same that he literally hired someone else to take his place while he takes a leave of absence.
Well, apparently he's not necessarily taking a leave of absence, but apparently Daria Ray is here to assist Santana Morella to keep law and order here in TNA. It's a heck of an opening day right now with the fact we know that Nick Nemeth will be the special guest referee for our main event. Not to mention, she hired, of course, Elena Black officially as a knockout for the TNA Knockouts division. We can only imagine what other business Daria Ray has up her suit sleeves that might come into play tonight. You almost wonder if Daria Ray agrees with this decision that Santana Morella made regarding this fatal 4-way. If nothing else, we are seeing KJ Orso here impressing us in the early going, taking Stacks over in the corner. Again, folks, the fatal 4-way match. First pinfall submission inside the ring leads with the TNA International Champion. Stacks is the 4th TNA International Champion in this title's history that's not even a year old yet. And KJ Orso up and over, picking up speed. Stacks enabled with a waist lock, and Stacks holds onto the rope, prevents the O'Connor roll. Rebounds forward, hooking up Stacks.
Whoa!
Whoa! Nice power slam. The cover gets a 2 count by Eric Young and BDE are. It almost looked like he was going for Northern Lights, but he turned into a power slam instead. Of course, TNA's nonstop schedule will continue, folks. We will be back here covering No Surrender, February 13th from Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, that will move forward to Sacrifice in March towards the end of the month. And KJ Orso with Snake Eyes across the top turnbuckle. Sacrifice, of course, New Orleans, Louisiana, March 27th. As we keep you attuned across all things professional wrestling, including TNA. Now, KJ Orso to get Stacks up and over.
I almost forgot that there were 2 other men in here. Like the way
you both
Stacks and KJ Orso.
Why is Eric Young arguing with a Dallas Cowboys fan? That person should be ashamed of himself already. Sorry, Vaughn. I'm just saying, Dallas Cowboys, they haven't had it since the 1990s. BDE jacking Eric Young's jaw.
He's wrestling, but he can't put his phone down. Can you put your phone down to focus on one activity?
This is the problem with Generation Z, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Oh, man, and Stacks just ducked BDE from behind. Now, all right, Grace is going to give a selfie. And I got to imagine it's probably on Instagram Live right now.
I think he's live streaming, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got Grace and Stacks right now looking for a viral moment. Go to Motel 6, you freaking.
He sent Tito to come out and do something.
Oh, wait a minute. Watch BDE with the selfie to Stacks.
Torpedo over there.
Well, there goes the phone. Hope he has good insurance. KJ Orso up and over, wiping out Eric Young. KJ Orso and BDE working well together right now for the time being.
It's not a tag match. Just keep that in mind.
Well, you and I both know, Walter, sometimes in these type of environments, a unique alliance will help you towards the final decision when you neutralize at least one, if not both, the other opponents.
True.
And of course, to Walter's point, we learned that Daria Rey is here to help run the daily operation at TNA with the Retler Authority, Santana Morella. We know Elena Black is also now a knockout, and we have a brand new TNA World Champion. And TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Of course, Ash Elegance is on right now, the kickoff panel. BDE and KJ Orso taking control of Stacks Eric Young here for the moment. Double elbow right now by Stacks Eric Young. Oh, man, and decking both the young men. And what do you think Eric Young's mindset is with all of this change in TNA when he was the guy to fire the first salve of how TNA refuses to die? And now he's talking about a cleanse. And again, we don't even know what this cleanse is. A man violent by design, ran his own armory, was one super elite, world class. What the hell is Eric Young going to be in 2026 for TNA Wrestling, Walter?
I have no idea what's on his mind, but remember, has it ever been revealed that who was in cahoots and everything? There was an investigation. What the hell happened to that?
I guess the lawsuit must have got dropped for all we know. BDE and Stacks right now. Stacks Eric Young trying to double team BDE, who's fighting back here. And BDE with the overhead shots to Eric Young. Eric Young, former TNA World Television Champion, TNA World Champion, rolled again. Nice code breaker.
Because I feel like maybe Eric Young. Eric Young tried to cleanse by including Dark Day and including NXT and the Asian angle to show TNA is truly weak and that they need to align themselves. Maybe by hook or by crook he had something to do with it, but it's like the storyline completely dropped.
Looking for a cutter as BDE drops to the floor right now. And of course, folks, this match was made impromptu earlier today in case you wanted, there's no graphic. Meanwhile, sliced bread on Eric Young using Stacks as a wall. Now KJ Orso controls, bringing up the second row with a moonsault. The front kick, KJ Orso and Fuego right now here in Dallas, Texas. Oh!
I see what you did there, Noah. I see what you did there.
Step up, double stomp to the back of the head and neck of Stacks, off of Stacks' own back. And KJ Orso in full control right now of this match. And now BDE. The Orso driver! Almost had a new champion. Ooh, really close there. Whoa, gosh! Stacks wiping out Orso. Now Stacks trying to hook him up. The twisting net breaker right now, and Stacks the only man on his own 2 feet.
Stacking the deck.
Now BDE. Oh, 3-bar cutter! A clip cutter by BDE. Someone clip that. Cazadora. Oh, Eric Young catching BDE with the net breaker. And right, Eric Young, bringing up your also. Oh, he was a devastating pile driver with Stacks Cruz. He was the outside on that like this. Now Stacks in the cover on KJ Russell. Stacks retains the International Championship. Damn it.
Yeah, but it was Eric Young that caused the damage.
Like a thief in the night, Stacks defies the odds and still leads with his girl and TNA's international title. Somewhere backstage, you know Santana Marella cannot be happy about this. President Carlos Silva trying to return the TNA national title while Stacks is forcing a man without a spine to put the title on his waist, but refusing to. Clearly no respect for Carlos Silva.
Up himself and refusing that.
Well, again, it was like you said, Walter, we talk about it all the time. Sometimes the odds, all you have to do is defy them, find an opportunity, and somehow Stacks found a way up that devastating power drive by Eric Young to KJ Orso to find the win. Yeah, see, Santino is not happy about that. And there's Daria Ray. I wonder what Daria Ray's going to say.
Probably going to criticize Santino.
Right. You make decisions based off emotions. Have you looked at your track record? This is talking. That was your way of punishing him.
Once again, he's a champion. He deserves to be here. And if this company is built on it.
She's accusing Santino of punishing him.
Right. Now, Daria giving Santino a bit of a corrective order. Don't freaking book a match on emotion. And again, we kind of talked about it, Walter, to your point. That was definitely an emotional decision by Santino Marella versus a professional one.
She's talking about emotionally when she had partners that were actively on the roster when she was an authority figure and she was the book on emotion.
You want to talk about a person that didn't proceed with caution, by the way, in the position of power. How about how many times she screwed Naomi over, including the Royal Rumble? Ever look in the mirror, Daria? Hypocrisy is still very live in professional wrestling. And powers of authority position. Anyway, what do I know? I'm just a simple man in a suit. Anyway, as we continue moving forward, we still have a whole night of action ahead. We know that we got a triple threat now. Cedric Alexander and Joe Henry versus Moose, since Leon Slater was competing on SmackDown against Camilo Hayes for the United States Championship, is unable to compete tonight to defend his X Division Championship. What does this do for the mindset, Walter, of Cedric Alexander, thinking he was going in here tonight pursuing the X Division Championship and has a chance to be two former TNA World Champions?
Two former world champions, and if he does it, I assume he becomes the number one contender for the X Division title. I'm not sure; they haven't said anything, but you got to think it's a step in the right direction, right?
Well, I would think that basically, yeah, this has been a problem of a contenders match at this point because obviously Moose and Cedric were expecting the challenge for the TNA X Division Championship tonight, but much like we heard earlier when it comes to this match, when Dani Luna does come back, she will get her contractually obligated match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, regardless who wins this, because that is what she earned, and that was originally was on the card. But this year, though, Cedric and Moose, neither man earned the chance to take on Leon Slater. This was a match that Leon Slater offered the opportunity for, and now both the men find themselves in different opposition. Joe Hendry, of course, Moose has never beaten Joe Hendry, and Cedric's never faced Joe Hendry.
I forgot who I picked, but I should have won by Alexander. I hope that's who I picked, because that's who I got the feeling now that it's closer, he's going to pull this out somehow.
So I think Moose, though, again, the face of the franchise who literally led the system to control TNA, the man that's basically done everything here, former assistant champion, I think Moose is going to surprise us here and take that one.
Remember, there's no love lost between Henry and Moose. I mean, Henry at one point was one of the only people that was able to beat Moose. And then he also has JDC's retirement on his mind. Moose might be a little bit distracted, might not be all in here.
That's a fair point. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. The final dance, JDC is not Fandangery, folks. He is officially retiring from professional wrestling. The King of Strange, Dirty Dango, whatever the heck you want to call him. This will be his final match in his career tonight against Eddie Edwards, a man that he goes back to 25 years. By the way, Eddie Edwards just celebrated a decade being part of TNA, by the way. Congratulations to him and his ride or die partner, of course, for live. Alicia Edwards. Of course, JDC, the first time he and Eddie Edwards even met each other in a ring was when they tagged together as Team Tap Out back in 2004 in EWA. It really goes back to that longevity where it comes to you really ride or die with those people you grow closer to than family in this wrestling business. And what do you think is going through the mind right now of JDC, knowing what tonight means versus Eddie Edwards, who tomorrow continues for him. For JDC, this is it.
I think JDC is thinking, no matter what, it's over for me. But who else to go out with than somebody that you've been partner, you said, since 2004. So, all those years together, like, well, why not go out on that kind of shield?
It's one of those things also, Walter, they've never faced each other one-on-one, believe it or not. This is a first time ever. There is no previous singles track record. So again, I don't know that clearly puts anybody as the favorite. If nothing else, emotion might be the decider versus the physical capabilities that both men bring to wrestling. So gonna put you on the spot, dude. Who you got here? JDC or Eddie Edwards?
I think I'm gonna get Eddie Edwards because I think JDC just followed the tradition of looking up at the lights, but I think we might find a replacement or a new member of the system. They might show something, but I'm not sure who's going to win, to be honest. But what I do know is none of them will hold back. JDC literally told Eddie Thursday, don't hold back. No matter friends, no matter teammates, no matter what, they want the best of one another. So I know it'll be hard hitting.
Well, again, like I said, though, emotion can be your greatest strength or your downfall. With closure, which is what JDC basically is accepting, I almost wonder, is that a greater asset to victory for him versus Eddie Edwards, where he wants the best to come out of him? Part of me actually wants to see that convention broken and see JDC win, but I do think that Eddie Edwards, who, let's keep in mind, he was the pioneer of the system. He is ride or die in TNA, and if this is literally the last dance of JDC, I do think it will be a fine farewell. I am going to go with you here. Reluctantly, I think Eddie Edwards will have the killer instinct more for his friend versus who he's seen as an opponent. I figured Edwards is going to get the win as well. But bottom line, like you said, I don't see nothing being left off the table when it comes to what these two men mean to each other and what this match should mean when it comes to what TNA represents at its finest. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards as well. But again, folks, let your thoughts be known in the comments, in the chat as well. What are your thoughts, members of JDC, in TNA or the Fed? What do you think about Eddie Edwards, of course, and the fact that tomorrow continues for one half of the former American Wolves? What does the system bring next week? Where JDC did say that next week, Thursday Night Impact, he will officially retire, but he will also announce the newest member of the system. Is it a newer version? Is it a better version? Are we still at the same version? What comes out of this following this match tonight at Genesis? That's the other question to think about. And of course, Gia Miller and the panelists echoing our sentiments about how much both these men look. Wait a minute. What? Hold on.
Is she getting breaking news?
Another match has been added to the countdown.
A confrontation that happened earlier today.
A confrontation that happened today.
I don't know. Oh, sorry, folks. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Robert Stone, Victoria Crawford, and Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, God. I forgot. She's with them now.
The cockroaches of TNA have entered the building in Texas, a land known for snakes. I do not know who that is. Oh, that's Vicious Vicky. She's been in and out about on the independent scene. She's also been involved here on Explosion. She's actually a freelancer out of the area here in the Midwest, out of New Jersey and New York.
I know one thing she isn't is a baggage handler.
Well, again, you really expect respect from Tessa Blanchard and that wicked vixen, freaking Crawford, and let alone Robert Stone, who might be the worst thing out of Jersey since Jersey Shore. Oh, look,
Good
Anthony
evening.
Hartwell.
So are we gonna get a tag team at it now?
I guess so, but I don't know what conglomeration of the three that are worthless compared to the coal that's put into a diamond are actually going to take on Indy Hartwell and Vincent. Well, I mean, again, Indy Hartwell is also facing one half of the Elegance brand coming up this Thursday on Impact. So, speaking of which, excuse me while I go for a walk.
You'll be okay. You're supposed to shut your mouth when he's talking.
Cut the damn feed.
He tells you to shut your mouth, but you open it while you vomit.
It's on Yahoo News.
Yahoo News? That's still a thing?
So it's my privilege and honor to introduce to you your new Santana, your new team.
Tranquilo, mi amigo, tranquilo.
Swann by perfection personified, Mr. Elegance.
Mr. Elegance. He does look like a chiseled stone, though, I'll tell you that much. This dude looks like he's supposed to be a more flamboyant version of Rick Rude.
World Tag Team Champions defeated the Inspiration this past week. The premiere of TNA Thursday night back right here in this very building in Dallas, Texas.
I literally didn't even get to see the title change because of what was the issue that AMC was having.
Excellence. I want you to take a look.
Look at excellence, look at elegance.
Let me smell this.
Let me smell this.
Incredible. They smell incredible.
They smell incredible, according to Leon.
You all smell like a bunch of dirty, filthy.
You smell like a bunch of dirty,
barbecue sauce.
filthy, covered barbecue sauce.
But they wanted to grace you with their beautiful and wonderful presence. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be sitting VIP front row in some six match. So grab your cameras and cell phones and get your pictures so you can immortalize the Elegance.
They want you to immortalize the elegance brand. Forever. Forever. Uh-oh. What is this? Oh, what? Tessa Blanchard and Miller Moore go against the tag champions? How do they get a tag title?
Unfortunately, he and Eric have on regular basis. I don't know why, but it appears that Tessa Blanchard and Tori Crawford and Miller Moore become
What do these two ever do to deserve a tag title shot? I guess this really proves to you how scarce the tag division, the knockouts tag division is in TNA, which is saying something because they used to have the best women's division ever. Oh, wait, now Vicious Vicky comes out? Oh, I guess Elegance was there just to show off, and so the match is between Vicious Becky and Indy Hartwell. Here comes Indy Hartwell. Vicky and Indy. Indy was on the precipice of becoming TNA Knockouts champion, and now she's reduced to bullshit like this. What the hell? What a 180. I know you can come back. It's not really the Elegance Brands match.
And then all four members of the Elegance brand at ringside. It's like a billion on two.
Except for this boxing matchup, I have no idea what Mr. Elegance.
Mr. Elegance doing a freaking the worst dance ever.
That's muscle and Tai Chi. I've never seen it before. I'm surprised.
He's the young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The ring start with Vicky on one side and Tessa on the other.
Every TNA pay-per-view in 2026, especially Jack is voting stars. Midnight Eastern tonight. Subscribe.
This is big. Starting this matchup. Only Hartwell has more experience here. And that's TNA lifeline. Give this opportunity, exactly what she said. She would give an opportunity to Vicky here tonight. Look at
Maybe Hartwell having some fun. Blanchard's expensive.
Vicky able to roll up Tessa. I guess that's the new gimmick. I thought he was just using that to test his blood pressure or something. Indy was tagged in, snap suplex by Indy.
To be fair, my blood pressure is already at a high. This just made it worse.
European uppercut, like she's dangling between the ropes. Nice Pele kick. Vicky immediately gets tagged and goes for a cover, getting not even a 1 count. Tessa attacking. There goes more, dragging Vicky by the ankle. Knee in the back of her thigh here.
Oof, that did not sit well at all. And I'm not just talking about this. Good stuff. Good stuff, Walter. I just had to leave my body of actual word that rhymes with Reese's. Oh.
So it's your piss break, man.
Number 2, but you're not wrong. That being said, the time in on the kick on the countdown. I'm just saying. Meanwhile, for those that are wondering, this is Vicky again. She's a freelancer, and Tessa Blanchard. We all know Tessa Blanchard has been the definition of a freelancer. And instead of yelling, this should sum up how I feel right now about the state of the TNA Knockouts Tag Team division. Meanwhile, Tessa Blanchard going up against Vicious Vicky here right now. And of course, in the Hartwell, Walter, she handed Tessa Blanchard her first singles loss between those two's history last year at Slammiversary. And Tessa Blanchard, honestly, has never been the same since. And you see the TNA Knockouts tag titles at ringside there by Em and Heather by Elegance and the other two people that should be carted away in a box and put across the border in Mexico, never to be seen again. Trying, Walter. I'm trying. It's not.
It doesn't look like he's a Ken doll. It belongs in the box for these bimbo bamboo Barbies over here.
Bimbo bamboo Barbie. Clip it. Wow, that's a new hashtag right there. And I approve. Again, we're on the countdown. We're on the countdown to Genesis. What started with some would say a Big Bang versus, a rib cage. The theories of evolution, the theories of what it doesn't mean to be a TNA knockout. Again, coming up next week, though, Indy Hartwell is taking on one half the Elegance brand, M by Elegance, for the first time ever in singles action. For those that don't know, M by Elegance is the former Maggie Lee. And also, we have Feast or Fire coming back, where somebody, I pray to God that it's either Mr. Elegance or Robert Stone, will be fired. Feast or Fire returns next week on TNA Impact. We also will see Jeff Hardy go one-on-one with Mustafa Ali, and they determine whether or not Jeff Hardy will be the TNA Tag Team Champion after tonight. And also, we will see the new system, fully loaded, next week on Impact. As JC will retire, but also announce who the newest member will be. That's so much more on Thursday Night Impact on AMC. Don't watch AMC, you'll live better. Do TNA Plus. Oh, and Atlanta Black will also speak. Honest to God, Walter, the announcements for Thursday Night Impact are more important right now than what's happening in the ring.
I know.
And Mia Moore trying to tweak the ankle of Vicious Vicky.
Is her move a figure four? Because she's been working on her leg the entire time.
Right now, Mia Moore trying to apply maybe a technique background here. And again, to your point, you can't get to your partner if you can't stand your own 2 feet, as they've isolated the left leg of Vicious Vicky. Tessa Blanchard in now. And Tessa Blanchard, by the way, which ironic to say, Walter, last year, she made her in-ring return to action at Genesis, being in Jordan Grace. Now look where she is 1 year later.
I was talking about it when you were off here, too. Indy's reduced. She was on the precipice of becoming a knockout champion, and she's reduced to bullshit matches like this now.
Well,
even Blanchard doesn't deserve to be reduced to this tag crap.
Yeah, I'm about to say, in a polarizing internet wrestling community, some people would say this is where she belongs. Other people will be like, yeah, this is what TNA thinks of a quality knockout. With wins over the likes of Mean Gia Miller last year, lest you forget, at Bound for Glory, and Gia Miller's only ever match in TNA wrestling history.
I prefer Blanchard over Mercedes. She deserves like a Mercedes-style run in TNA.
Well, the quality of athlete that she is, I would agree, but quality of human being is not for me to judge, and that's what people more so book her by. Some stuff just is deemed unforgivable, while she just deems herself undeniable. And Tessa Blanchard, again, working the ankle of Vicious Vicky here, bracing it across the bottom rope and stomping it down hard, trying to crush the Achilles.
They're working on maybe trying to submit her. Something nice reversal by Moore. She waited for her.
Yeah, created some separation here, and Tessa Blanchard a bit disoriented while that ropes Robert Stone was trying to get her back in. Tag made it Indy Hartwell now. Let's see if she can finally do something impressive here. Probably the only impressive person right now on my screen.
The problem with Indy and Vicky is there's like, what is it? Like 8-on-2 regard to that. Like, I don't think Elegance cares, but technically it's like 8-against-2 out there if they really want to.
Well, Indy Hartwell has always been about defying the odds and impressing us. Blanchard says a play with a spine buster, high stack kill, and almost got the win.
The irony, she hit a Blanchard with the Arn Anderson style spine buster.
Well, about to say, for those that know the wrestling history, Walter, you are definitely not wrong. Now that ropes Robert Stone on the apron to start the official, and Crawford taking Vicious Vicky's base up underneath her.
Get this NXT nuisance reject off the apron.
And this brother from the past out of my ring. Indy Hartwell, though, going after Robert Stone.
Is he using Crawford up? Oh my god.
And right now, I think anybody just stepped on Maggie Lee's toe there. Oh, I just turned Maggie Lee sideways.
That was elegant.
Right now, Triangle 101. Meanwhile, the Elegance brand pulled in the alleyway, and now to the Blanchard. There's the buzzsaw DDT on Vicious Vicky. Here's the cover. Fuck this TNA. I'm not covering it after the night if this is what it keeps being.
Diamond in the rough.
Well, Tesla got the win on the countdown. Thanks to the Elegance brand, that cockroach. If this is what TNA becomes, folks, you're going to expect me to officially resign from TNA coverage.
The most meaningless match ever.
Well, it is on the countdown, so at least you got your money's worth. $0. Oh, wait, $-.
So that they become tag team title #1 contender. What the hell was the point of this? Just instead of a backstage tour?
I figure it's just to show that Indy Hartwell's going to have to climb her way to get any sort of gold here in TNA. And unfortunately, it's going to involve NXT and relics of the past in order to do that.
What happened to my knockouts division?
WWE ruined it. But again, the hindsight's 2020, right? We're one night in, right? Let's just see what happens. Why people are mostly down on their phones and unimpressed. Keep a screenshot, Walter, if you can, of that audience wall. I'm very curious that audience wall stays that way tonight. And again, we'll be live on pay-per-view here in 10 minutes, folks. And the cam size not even full yet. You heard me right. The cam size not even full yet. Oh.
Cup of water, sir.
Well, as we got a moment to breathe and break here again.
That whole match was a moment to breathe.
I'm about to say, you're not wrong. I wish I had more positive things to say, but I don't. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the main event here for tonight while we got a moment here to breathe. Again, they did talk about the rules for our main event. Mike Santana will defend the TNA World Championship against Frankie Kazarian in a Texas death match, but Nick Nemeth is the special referee, and he is also the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner. Keep in mind, Walter, they did disclose it will also be the way our decisions rendered. You have to first get a 3 count, and then that opponent cannot answer the count of 10, and that will be the decider. With Nick Nemeth having the chance to call his shot, Shades of Bound for Glory 2024. What's stopping Nick Nemeth from calling his shot during this? But do you think Nick Nemeth, would it be smarter for him to set up his opponent? Think about this. He calls the winner. He blasts the opponent with the freaking danger zone, calls the shot to become champion here. So strategy for all 3 men has to be key. Mike Santana just won the championship Thursday night. So what do you think about this kerfuffle?
Can he call his own shot and then be his own ref?
That's my other thing, too. If he calls his shot, do we get into official? It doesn't turn into a triple threat Texas death match. And I honestly can't recall if there's ever been a triple threat Texas death match.
I know one thing. If Nick Nemeth calls his shot and Mike Santana loses the title 2 days after winning it, I'm boycotting TNA for a bit.
Damn, dude. I'm about to say, you tired of Mike Santana being Mr. Flip-Flop?
There's no way you screwed my boy twice. There's no story arc that's going to redeem if they treat him like that again.
I mean, that's fair. But again, Nick Nemeth, he resigned to TNA. He's the more recognized name from a business standpoint. Would you go with the former Dolph Ziggler to be the face of TNA?
I don't give a shit if he resigned. Reduce him back to being the tag team bimbo with his fucking brother. He doesn't need to be the beat Mike Santana with the world champion. I don't mind him as a world champion because I do like Nick, but not this soon.
Fair enough. Also, Safet has officially used your new hashtag.
7 minutes and 15 seconds for me. 14.
That's literally 12, 11. We're perfectly in sync for once. Let's see if that holds up.
I think we have to switch anyways, right? It doesn't auto switch.
I don't know. I can't remember, dude. Shoot, you know me. Honestly, this is like one of those things where it's like, I'd rather forget. But anyway, yeah, if Mike Santana loses, I claim what I said to be predicting. It would make the TNA World Championship absolutely irrelevant. Speaking of irrelevant, you just talked about his little brother. I know he was going one-on-one with Mars today on the pay-per-view. Keyword on the pay-per-view, folks. That's not on the countdown. After Mars today once again kicked the orange spray tan off his face.
I hope this. I hope Mark Sade kicks this Chippendale reject all over this arena.
Well, yeah, I mean, do we want all over the arena, or do we just want one super kick and get him off our screen? Maybe kick him in the larynx so he can't speak. Make him sound like John Laurinaitis.
Give him a low blow. It'd be the closest he get to a woman touching him in a while, anyway.
Damn! Wow, Walter! Tell me how you really feel. What the world, man? You went below the belt and right where the sun don't shine. Holy funnels! Whoa! Okay, I thought I was on one. Well, here's the color analyst for a reason, folks, and that doesn't bother.
You gotta understand, TNA was my company. I've been around since 2002 when everything was just pay-per-views. There was women in cages. I survived that era. I survived the Dixie Carter era. I survived the Hogan and Bischoff era. They got rid of Scott D'Amore. Now I'm in this era. Please, don't. I can't do it, Noah.
It's fair enough, bro. Fair enough. I mean, I respect the passion, but wow. Well, that being said, as we got 5 minutes left, I'm gonna go take one more Biaki because my stomach right now is topsy turvy, and not just because of the product, but because of the food I ate. So in the meantime, thank you all for tuning in to Super Bible Studios. Please stay tuned to continue our coverage. Again, you still have about 5 minutes to order Genesis and watch it along with us. Again, tonight we have Sir Alexander versus Joe Henry versus Moose. Layton Lee defends the TNA National Champion against Zara. We'll talk more about that after this commercial break. The Righteous go after the Tag Team Champions against the Hardys. JDC's final match will be against Eddie versus Career. Flop Down takes on Rich Swann. Who the fuck cares? We also, of course, have Elijah versus Mustafa Ali. And we know Mike Santana will defend the TNA World Championship against Frankie Kazarian. And Nick Nemeth is the special guest referee. That is all ahead tonight at TNA Genesis. That is mere minutes away. So, by the way, if you want to watch along live with us, prepare your drink, prepare your food, and we will see you on the other half of this commercial break.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And of course, stay tuned as we level up again with Simply Reliable Studios. Thinking about starting it again this Thursday. Now that Impact is an hour later, I might take that hour slot between 8 and 9 to play. I'm going to start officially with the Ninja Gated, and Never played the fourth one, so it will be live streamed. No botching, no editing, no all the botching, everything, all the pissed off frustration, possibly a few controllers breaking and getting thrown at TV screens. So everything will be included because it's going to be live. You're going to get it in the Raw, Simply Reliable Gaming, and of course we endorse, and everything in all the professional wrestling as we are back here discussing the Texas Death Match rules, which, if you can call it anything, because there are no rules, but no disqualification. A wrestler must be pinned or forced to submit to initiate the count. After a pinfall, the down wrestler has a 10 count to stand. Competitors cannot stand by the count of 10. The match is officially over. And those are the rules of the death match tonight, the Texas Death Match. And of course, you have to pay the $39.99 or the yearly subscription for TNA Plus that includes all the major pay-per-views, as I do, because you're going to have to switch on over as we begin the new era for TNA and its first pay-per-view under this era. So now you got to switch on over for Genesis. And I'm thinking I do have to back out, though. Just a moment, folks. Yep, I'm going to have to switch over. Live Genesis. FBI warning. Mackenzie Michelle is here. Saying please rise for the national anthem. U.S. Army veteran.
Through the pit, over the ramparts, it's again, and the Rockies ran. And our flags you'll say the Star Spangled Banner in waving for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you for that country rendition of the national anthem. Going to the cold opener for Genesis now. Getting a recap of AMC and the TNA debut. I can give you a recap. AJ Styles commercial. AJ Styles commercial. Backstage kit commercial. The return of Sonya Deville. Well, I already forgot the name, but her. Then commercial. Then another commercial. Then Elena Black returns commercial. You get a match commercial. A match commercial. New tag team champions for the Knockouts division that we barely get to see commercial. 3 more commercials, then a main event with Mike Santana wins the TNA title, and 3 commercials in between that match, and that's your recap of AMC. Now they going into the JDC versus Eddie Edwards promo. Saying it's gonna get real weird during Genesis. And while I said all those commercials, I forgot that the Righteous came out and beat up the Hardys in between those commercials. Total non-stop advertisements. That's what TNA was. Then we got this that wasn't even shown on TV, this Texas Death Match, and then they announced Nick Nemeth as the referee.
TNA Wrestling comes to you live from the Lone Star State this past Thursday.
And here we go, live, showing Dallas, Texas.
Right here in Dallas, Texas, we welcome you to one of our marquee pay-per-view events here inside the Curtis Caldwell Center. And in the words of a phenomenal AJ Styles, we are better, bolder. TNA Wrestling.
TNA chants. Now the crowd's filling up. Let's get to the action. Oh, this is a thing. This is a match. I almost forgot. AJ Francis coming out. Who no longer has a group to lead. Everybody leaves him. What's the common denominator in that, folks? That's showing a TNA digital exclusive. This is the end of the First Class Penthouse. When Rich Swann came out and attacked AJ Francis with a back, then broke the record. So now we have to deal with this shit as a result.
This is representing one of the NFL franchises in Washington Commanders, Dallas Cowboys country here, of course, in Texas.
Woo, man, I feel better. So much better. All
Well,
right.
when you were on that bathroom, you should have left these two in the toilet for this match.
Hey, I was right. They start with the bathroom break match. Let's go. That being said, all right. Okay, let's go ahead and bring them all firstly in. Folks, we have officially entered a new era, a new beginning, and it all starts with TNA Genesis. Welcome officially to our coverage tonight. Again, everybody, thank you so much. Hello to you all. Noah Foster, Walter Cruz, we're super reliable. Kick a face off, see if you can handle this with Rich Swann and Flop Dollar. After the fallout from the penthouse, Rich Swann put him through a table, and Cruz Navarro got a brain. It's good to see Rich Swann standing on his own 2 feet, former X Division champion, TNA World Champion, of course.
Got us through that pandemic here.
You know, former Cruiserweight champion, of course. We recently saw Rich Swann in FSW in Las Vegas. He's also been involved at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And, of course, Rich Swann is a long mainstay here in TNA. Oh, and there's Flop Dollar with the cheap attack from behind.
Here's the Dallas Cowboy dancers, I assume.
About to say, and AJ Francis wearing colors that do not represent Texas. Go figure.
He's wearing Washington Redskins gear because he used to play for them.
Okay, that makes sense. Former, of course, the Cheeses champion. You can, of course, be part of the conversation, folks, using the hashtag TNA Genesis. Nice to see Nathan Banks, Safet, and Abdi Max Men 4231. Thank you so much for tuning in again, folks. Please also got a comment, tell a friend. You want to get to the conversation, super chat, pick up, as simple as that. At 330 pounds, by the way, flopped our weighs. AJ Francis, former member of Hero. And shout out to Rich Swann wearing the Dallas Cowboy cars tonight. as we
He
are in
basically does, I
2006.
was telling you before you came back, he basically doesn't even have a group to lead anymore. Everyone leaves him. And the common
That's because
denominator is AJ Francis.
But at the end of the day, he's all about that money for himself. As he flops over the top rope, don't that look normal? And Rich Swann, of course, looking to take all the money from AJ Fresh, not with the tope, but AJ catching Swann out of the tope midair and trying to choke slam him. Oh!
The size difference is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. All the time, the whisper of the win of sorts almost by Rich Swann, bringing up the second, wiping out Flop on the floor. The way that AJ Francis disrespected everybody, to your point, including Rich Swann, is the reason we find ourselves in this exhibition. Yes, folks, I did say exhibition. Remember when, of course, Rich Swann was out indefinitely, but also when AJ Francis came into TNA initially, he talked about Rich Swann being more alongside him. And boy, did that pay nothing. Big kick side of the head. Referee for this contest, Frank Gas. No shouts to TNA correspondents. Hey, doesn't that grab the WESTU? Tom Hennigan, Matthew Raywatt, and Mean Gia Miller, and Mackenzie Mitchell. Oh, man!
Don't kick AJ too many times in the head. You might actually give him some intelligence.
Well, I mean, that was a wise move right there. Laying the hammer down on Rich Swann off that attempted springboard move. Trying to brand his fist in Rich Swann's chest right now. Who is the street posse at ringside?
Probably some YouTube influencers or some social media.
Okay, so
I don't know what they are, to be honest.
Well, if they're not wrestlers, then they're absolutely irrelevant. Of course, Rich Swann was the one that destroyed the penthouse, putting AJ Francis through a table right now. Got Guzla in the corner, though. And to your point, the size difference has got to be close to 100 and some odd pounds of these two men. Caught out of the corner. Swann now up on the shoulders of AJ Francis. And, oh, Jesus. Frequent flyer miles off that throwaway BLW driver. I also want to notice that the campsite is not filled. I repeat, the campsite is not filled.
Yeah, he threw his ad. Any higher, you would have needed a pilot's license to fly that high.
Last day, he flew from Texas to California. And now that knee setting him up and over as he lands on his feet. Francis right now admiring his own handiwork here.
Better get on it. He's a former world champion, regardless of the size difference.
Well, like I said, Rich Swann has had incredible success here in TNA. And did my feet just crash?
My feet just crashed too.
Technical difficulties as we're back here.
I think he landed on a wire when he choked him on the stairs.
Yeah, about to say it freaking like cut the feed. You might be looking for pay dirt here or down payment, excuse me.
Payday, down payment.
And Rich Swann refusing to take this withdrawal, trying to break the grip of AJ Francis. The knee in the midsection, though, and another knee. AJ still, though, has Rich Swann in his grasp. Rich Swann trying to do everything he can right now to break this hold. AJ says no, and says Rich Swann up and over the floor.
Oh, my God. I think he landed on his forehead.
Yeah, he saw that down payment wasn't going to happen, so instead he threw Rich Swann over the top rope. Might be looking for a count out here, an easy way to the pay window.
His little entourage telling Rich Swann to get up. Are they going to tackle?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, Francis, if he catches the count out victory, he's going to get the winner's purse, and that's all AJ cares about tonight, clearly. Oh, gosh. And again, shout out to our friends in the collective who are currently covering GCW right now. Again, thank you for everybody that's tuning in across all feeds. If you would, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Give them all thumbs up. Subscribe to all the affiliates here on YouTube. Follow the GCW and the collective as an entirety here on the X and also on YouTube, including the podcast, as they currently are covering code of the streets. A Swann beats the 10 count. And stay tuned afterwards, folks, when Jess concludes. We will be back with a weekly moderate conversation of wrestling matches and strategy shenanigans. I will be your impromptu host to start with as we look at the talents that have been now officially signed, no longer considered free agents all across this week in wrestling. Right now, Rich Swann up on the shoulders of AJ Francis, who might be doing a bit more bolstering than necessary, Walter. Trying to crowd too much here. The jawbreaker taking too long. Big boot, rebound off the ropes, and Rich Swann put over on his head. There's a cover, hooking both legs, and a 2 count.
He kicked him from Dallas to Austin. Shit.
I have to say, there's more ricocheting here than a ricochet match. Going inside out with that boot. Now looking for a modified hold here. Of course, Casey Navarro, the man that he once called the Promise. He and, of course, AJ Francis were involved in that ladder match last year at Slammiversary. And it feels that Rich Swann thought that he, Casey, and AJ Francis could actually reconnect with each other and make something out of it. And AJ's like, no, it ain't about me only, then we're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Look for a massive sense on him. Rich Swann able to get out of the way. That just goes to show when you're selfish what you get from it.
Nobody home for him, huh?
And right now, Rich Swann up the ropes. Oh, man! There's a Swan song right there with that back mule kick. And Rich Swann right now, handspring, cutter! Francis down, Rich Swann in the driver's seat. Cartwheel. That was a beautiful cartwheel right there. And now out of the second row. 450 connects and the cover on that giant bobblehead kick out at 2 by Francis. Damn it.
Ooh. That might have been all he had, too, man.
I'm about to say, take a look at the replay here, Walter. Perfect execution, full body-on-body impression with that 450 off the second.
You wonder if at the top rope would have helped him just a tad bit more.
To your point, looks like he might be going to the high-risk district here once again, to the top floor. But AJ, once again, with Rich Swann in his clutches, might be looking to send him for a ride. Dangerous. Oh, my God! Clutched by the front and thrown. Oh, what the hell is this?
Bonesaw.
Off the second row for a flop. I will say he can flip, but Rich Swann right now trying to rip AJ Francis off the second rope and got clubbed in the head for it.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to powerbomb him.
Yeah, about to say. The
No
definition
coincidence
of
he's wearing McDonald's colors either, because it's just a clown.
the definition of pride versus brains with a supersized order. And Rich Swann right now, the front face like applied by AJ Francis on the inside second, looking to send Swann for another hard ride. Swann again trying to break the grip of AJ Francis and bring him down hard to the inside.
I think he just tried to imitate Swann dancing too.
Oh! Swann biting the arm of AJ Francis and massive headbutt sends him flopping down to the ring.
The ref should have disqualified him right there.
Again, referee's discretion, but talk about desperate measures. And referee would Swann. Oh my God! From out of midair, caught a spear, hook up both legs, kick R2. How the hell did Rich Swann survive that?
I have no idea.
Walter. Jeez.
He caught him mid-air and split him in half.
Definition of a human car wreck, monkey butt ugly, and once again popped up on the shoulders. Somehow Rich Swann always has an answer for the down payment. Oh, wait a minute. Francis now trying to hook the Alabama Slammer. Rich Swann slipping out of the back door, looking for the sunset flip. AJ again, hoisting up Swann, up on the shoulders again to straighten. You've got to be freaking kidding me. No way. Styles Clash!
Why would he use the Styles Clash?
What the fuck? That was the most abysmal versus phenomenal copycat I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, and he even posed like him. Are we going to get that match?
The disrespect to the face of TNA, the original X Division champion by this massive flip-flop of the NFL. Oh, man, Swann, catch you a destroyer!
What the hell? He had to climb an extra 3 feet to do that.
Cover, hook the near leg, no!
I thought it might have been over, to be honest.
I'm shocked that it wasn't. Out of your point. Turn a sunset flip into a destroyer, dropping flop down on his damn head, and only gets a near fall from it. Now Swann to the top rope. Big frog splash, but he bounces off. And look at the way AJ tries to roll his way to the ropes. Swann to the cover, though. Hook up that near leg and flop down. Gets his foot on the bottom rope. God bless it.
He rolled him way too close to the ropes.
And again, if you hook the inside leg, not the outside leg, to your point. What a way to kick off freaking Genesis here. Gotta get credit where credit's due. Meanwhile, oh God. A reverse down payment, driving Swann down on his face.
This match is lasting a hell of a lot longer than I thought it was.
And it's been far more competitive than I thought, but that down payment might be the final deposit to victory. The cover and flop dollar with the win.
Yeah, he can collect his debt. That down payment is gone.
Yeah, paid in full, unfortunately, at the expense of Rich Swann. AJ Francis wins tonight at Genesis. I hate to say it, Walter, but despite the fact he's a flop, that performance was first class.
Yeah, but on both parts, man. Really, several times I thought Swann had it. That was a good match.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, AJ Francis found the down payment to put Swann down for the 3 count. AJ Francis wins this match tonight at Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
As this is the first class franchise, apparently. Oy vey. I don't know if I'm going to invest in this franchise, though, Walter. I'm just saying.
I know. Not a bad opener, though. I'll give him that.
I'll give Kramer credit's due. That match actually was bearable, and so far the best thing I've seen as the show has just started. Again, folks, welcome in again. Thank you for tuning in to our coverage. Noah Foster, Walter Cruz. We are super reliable. Of course, the AMC era of TNA has officially begun here, and I hope that you all so far are enjoying it and taking a long game with us. We got a stacked night of action still to come, of course, as Elijah looks to write a whole different tune at the expense of Mustafa Ali. Will it be Sweet Victory, or will it be nothing more but a country achy breaky heart? The final dance will, of course, happen as JDC goes up against Eddie Edwards. These two men who are bound together by this business for over 20 years, meeting for the first time ever in singles action in JDC's final wrestling match ever. And hello to Faye Wilson 7695. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you are doing well and enjoying the ride. Because again, we do this for all the biggest shows, maybe special across all things wrestling. We also know we got Layling Lee taking on Zaria, defending the TNA Knockouts Championship, thanks to an open challenge since Dani Luna is unable to compete. And the Hardys right now are looking for a righteous revenge against the newly signed Righteous. The TNA as the TNA World Tag Team Championships will also be on the line tonight. Let's see if the Hardys continue moving forward in their forever legacy. X Division Championship will not be on the line tonight, but instead we got Cedric Alexander versus Cruz versus Joe Hendry in this unique triple threat exhibition where clearly there's X Division intentions. And in our main event, the new TNA World Champion, Mike Santana, will defend the gold against Frankie Kazarian with Nick Nemeth as the special guest referee who still holds the Call Your Shot gauntlet opportunity. Everything could change tonight at the start of the new era of TNA and AMC tonight at Genesis. Speaking of course, we saw this past Thursday, Walter. It took 3 spin the blocks, but your boy, Mike Santana, reclaimed his path to promise and his purpose, the TNA World Championship.
Yeah, that actually happened in between all the commercials.
Oh my gosh. And we're doing very well. Again, it's been a unique ride, but it's always a fun time engaging with all of you and looking for what we love in and out of TNA wrestling, professional wrestling as always. And I'm sure we're going to see more of that tonight. And of course, to Walter's point, we did see what happened in the aftermath, but we know what led to this match. We go backstage to Gia Miller, TNA reporter. And it looks like she's going to get some words from your new TNA World Champion, Mike Santana, who is ready for war tonight. Texas Death Match. Tonight's the night. First and foremost. Dallas, what's good? All right, now this has been good so far as the actual pay-per-view starting. Backstage, we gotta give Kazarian credit though, Walter. That was one hell of a match he took to Mike Santana. And of course, Mike Santana, no stranger to these trenches or these wars. He's been in concrete jungles. He's been in street fights. He's been in I Quit matches. Now he's in a Texas Death Match.
This dude has been involved in everything and has made it on the other side, including personal demons.
Yeah, I'm about to say, glad you brought that up, because of course he came back home to TNA with this newfound purpose as a fighter and a singles competitor. Literally 2 years ago at Rebellion.
She said one thing.
We back Poppy, of course, doing this for his little girl, Olale. Day after day. Bad month. I'm gonna show why. I'm the illest and realest to ever do this. Let's not forget, he wanted to become the standard of TNA. Last year at Genesis, he beat Josh Alexander in an I Quit match to claim that status quo. And now we're getting ready for Elijah versus Mustafa Ali as Mike Santana prepares for war. Elijah plans a #1 smash hit against Mustafa Ali tonight in singles action. Or does Ali once again prove why in Ali we should trust? Let's get ready for our next match here.
Yes, we're going to find out if Elijah can hit the right note.
And shout out to New York State of Mind. Good to see you as always. Thank you for tuning in, good sir. For an Ali we trust as the Order 4, who have been reestablished as a proper family thanks to Tasha Steele and the assistance and enforced security of Special Agent Zero as you see him escorting the Order 4 to the ring. Mustafa Ali has been looking for an upswing, while Elijah has been taking him all across the desert as of late via a horse. We saw this past Thursday on TNA Impact, Walter. It was Mustafa Ali in six-man tag team action as Elijah and the Hardys got the better of Ali, but Agent Zero left Elijah laid out. And of course, Elijah's road to recovery all the way back in November. Elijah looked for revenge at Final Resolution, saying happy trails and dragging Mustafa Ali out of the building by his own 2 feet.
On a horse, literally. That's crazy.
And then Mustafa Ali with PTSD saw just last week on Impact try to chase Mustafa Ali out again with a horse and a lasso. This might be Mustafa Ali as Elijah's last ride tonight, Walter, honestly. And you see, of course, the great hands, Jason Hodge, John Schuyler, and his special press secretary, Tasha Steele, who has literally been the mastermind to keep this family in order and renew the confidence of Mustafa Ali since last year at Slammiversary, after he got his WrestleMania moment back from Sid Alexander.
You know, you might not agree with the way he does it, but you got to give Mustafa Ali the credit. And he did elevate that X Division title. I don't know why he's got this following that he has with the Order 4, but I mean, he has represented them. He's been on quite a hell of a streak.
And apparently he's getting a special introduction here as we welcome in Elijah, the Drifter. You know, he's given us a few one-hit wonders, Walter. It's quite an introduction there.
Right?
Elijah set for his first singles match. And whoa! Well, down goes Skyler and Hodge trying for a cheap shot here. And the bell rings. This match is officially underway. And Elijah's got to be aware that touch steals and zero still loom at ringside. This is basically the entire order for versus Elijah. Now goozling Ali, able to get the knee up though, and the side headlock being applied. You're going to have to be aware of the entire order 4 at this point, considering how much the order 4 has been a pain in his backside and his arm, as Ali has made Elijah taste his own guitar twice. Swing and a miss, and Ali up the ropes again, picking up speed here, outpacing Elijah, but popped up. Oh my God, what a pop-up powerbomb! And the cover, shit out a kick out of 2 by Ali.
He got all that pop-up powerbomb.
Good Lord.
Is Agent Zero absent?
No, I guarantee you he's not.
But I'm not. I don't see him.
Elijah's suffering, of course, a torn left tricep injury.
I see the gray hands. I see the Boricua badass. I don't see Agent Zero out there.
Well, he was out there a moment ago. Again, we know that Mustafa Ali will call his Secret Service when needed, so maybe Mustafa Ali will actually not need him tonight. But it never count out Agent Zero. And don't count out the great hands either, as again, you see him trying to come on the attack. John Skyler, though, oh, Elijah dropping him jaw first on the apron.
Well, that's what happens when you get involved.
Jason Hodge, though, trying to get involved. Eats a back elbow. Elijah, again, great scouting. Big mule kick taking Hodge down, and the great hands have become nothing but bad hands here. Oh, and Ali throws himself to the top to a seat, taking advantage finally.
He keeps doing that kick. I think he learned something from that horse, Noah.
Well, I'm sure he's been on the desert on a horse with no name because Elijah was once a different name. Take a look at the replay here as Ali throws caution to the wind, literally throwing himself into the head and shoulders of Elijah. You got to consider there's got to be a sense of desperation here. Ali wants to remove Elijah from his plans to go back after the TNA World Championship. That's got to be Ali's mindset for the year, clearly, especially considering who's holding it. Who was the first person to oppose Mustafa Ali's campaign towards the world title, in which we need great leadership? It was Mike Santana. And Mike Santana now is once again the guy in TNA wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It was last year at Rebellion that we saw in that Falls Count Anywhere match where Mike Santana spun Ali's block and where Ali lost his confidence. Oh,
Yeah.
big kick point there against Elijah's chest. Now Ali right now teeing off against Elijah here. And you also got to consider with all that time he was out injured, standing moonsault by Ali and the cover on Elijah, hook of the near leg and gets a 2 count. Ring rust has to come into play here for Elijah here too.
Yeah, it does. And Ali with that beautiful non-traditional offense, man. He makes some moves look great.
And right now, you see the hammerlock applied on Elijah's arm here, modified Kimura, double wrist lock hold. Of course, you can see more of these techniques being involved here when Walter, of course, covers UFC and MMA. We'll talk more about that after this match, folks. And again, though, you see Ali in full control of Elijah after his family got involved on his behalf. The order 4 is ride or die on Mustafa Ali's campaign, thanks to Tasha Steele's manipulation, if nothing else. I would say if Tasha Steele was not involved in this, the order 4 would be no more. Great escape. Oh!
Ooh, got caught up in the ropes.
Yeah, about to say, big whiplash effect there against the top and middle ropes for Mustafa Ali, who did land on his feet. Now, Elijah trying to get feeling back in that arm, looking to come in. Oh, and Ali rolled him with that neck breaker. The interception, well scouted by Mustafa Ali here, Walter.
Mm-hmm. With that own neck breaker. I thought he hurt his own neck.
Ali catching the boots and messy landing high on the head of the attempted standing moonsault once again.
I thought he hurt his own neck sitting there when he got caught up in between the ropes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look back here at the replay. There you see Ali already rolling in as Elijah was on the run before he turned around. His own momentum working against him as Ali caught him with that neck breaker. Mustafa Ali and Elijah right now meeting in center on their knees. Mano a mano, one-on-one, straightforward, close combat here so far in the middle of the ring. Now Ali getting the better of this exchange as both men stagger to their feet, get to the midsection by Elijah. Elijah, of course, who of course believed in Joe Hendry when Joe Hendry was once TNA World Champion, has already had a chance for the TNA World title last year against Trick Williams. And again, slapped to that arm that Ali worked over. Elijah, though, hooking Ali, double underhook takeover. That was beautiful on the shoulders from the powerbomb. Oh, God, super kick. What that hilarious. That's a hell of a way to spin on the dime, turning Ali inside out, upside down. Waist lock. The standing switches change here. Both these men very reactive right now, counterintuitive to their opponent. Oh, and the clap disorientating Elijah. Jumping knee strike, catching Ali with the run-in. Back press, look the near leg to win kick on it too. As he got the right shoulder up. Dr. Steels with a sigh of relief at ringside there. Almost had a heart attack there, it looks like. Look at the replay, folks. You're watching with me as boom! Elijah caught Ali flush with that jumping right knee. And Ali stays in this fight as any great leader, of course, tries to demonstrate. Now up on the shoulders, looking for maybe the runaway man's farewell. That driver, again, able to create separation. Ali catching Elijah. Up on the shoulders here, great strength being demonstrated. Death Valley driver.
Great display.
Ali cover, hook up near leg kick on that too by Elijah.
Elias is not a small man to pick up like that.
And Ali, though, staying confident, looking at maybe for that 450, that will certainly put away Elijah, especially if it's to that already repaired arm. And Elijah in the drop zone. Ali rolls through as Elijah rolled inside, up and around, with the tombstone. To the Highwayman's farewell, they're coming! Ali somehow breaches out.
Whoa.
That's a hell of a show of resilience and defiance. Out literally on your own 2 feet, bridging out of the Highwayman's farewell, that tombstone pile driver.
There's no way Ali kicked out of that. That's great.
Well, how far are you driven by your own success, Walter, let alone to pursue it? There was this time last year when Ali made his return shortly after Genesis, looking to become the next great leader of TNA. Now, at Genesis, he's starting that new beginning, hopefully with nothing standing in his way. And Elijah right now is the only option that stands in his way.
I think that kick out kind of pissed Elijah off because these chops got a little oomph in them.
Yeah, I'm about to say, how pissed off is Elijah at this point? Oh, Ali buying the freaking biceps of Elijah. Ali, though, oh my God. Elijah might be looking for the Highwayman's farewell out of the corner. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, he's on the top rope tombstone, is he?
Yeah, exactly. And the Great Cans come in the aid of their leader by Tasha Steels to stress the official and create separation between Ali and Elijah. Elijah again just has a great hand. Drop kick by Ali, but Elijah does not fall off the turnbuckle.
The height he had to jump to get to Elijah.
And remember, Ali. Oh, wait a minute, Elijah! Planting! Sit up, Papa! Are you kidding me, too? Oh, what the hell?
Is that Asian girl?
For the official off the ring! Special Agent Zero has been ejected from ringside.
She said, I'm not stupid either.
And the Great Cans have also been ejected after arguing with the official.
Yeah, but Tasha Steels is still out there.
And I was like, wait a minute. Steels is the guitar, but Elijah hooking up Tasha Steels.
Yeah, but look what she did. Yep, she gave the guitar to Ali.
The guitar on the spine, and the referee didn't see it. Now Mustafa Ali with the cover inside. Hook the front of the back press. Ali steals it.
Oh, shit. I think I picked Ali. I'm not sure.
We talked about it before. Ali will do anything it takes to win. And his order for family did it once again for him. Tasha Steele with the guitar was about to be planted on her head with a highwayman's farewell, that tombstone pile driver, and instead Ali played a tune, a sweet victory, with Elijah's back with his own guitar that Tasha Steele's brought in behind the referee's back as the referee was ejecting the Great Hands and Special Agent Zero. It was a full order for effort, a game plan from the get-go that allowed Ali to get the win on Elijah the Ninth.
Case of the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing, distracting with the rest of the people while Tasha Steele was still around.
The mastermind, the master manipulator coming in with the plan once again allows Ali victory tonight at Genesis.
I'm sure that won't be the last time Elijah gets his hand on any of those people.
Yeah, but it's definitely a bright new beginning for Mustafa Ali. You gotta feel like at this point he has no obstacles now in his way of going to the TNA World Championship. And while we wonder when these two will dance again, we know that tonight will be the final dance of these two men in their first and only ever singles match. JDC goes one-on-one against Eddie Edwards.
Dirty Dango.
And of course, right now, Charles Schultz lending his thoughts towards this. Good to see him in the chat. He's calm. The feud's going to continue and end with a match that has a horse involved in it to win. Damn. Maybe a new version of stretcher match. We need to tie your opponent's legs to the horse and ride the horse out of the ring. I think he just wants to see a horse involved in a match decision.
Elijah's going to have to get a woman's help to take care of the Boricua badass Tasha, and then get some backup against the rest of the order for. That's the only way he's going to be able to win.
So you're saying he needs to get a roadie and a groupie.
Yeah.
I'm upset I went with Elijah because I walked with him, damn it. Well, you can walk him back to the trainer's room as he got a guitar slammed across his back.
He's got to get enough people to walk with Elijah.
I mean, you know, there's probably enough people in Texas that will walk with Elijah, not just the infirmary. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk more about this match, Walter. As we said earlier, the respect that JDC has for this man, for this husband, for this father, for this wrestler goes so far back to the first time they were together as a duo in 2004, as they have been ride or die along each other here in TNA, particularly as part of the system. Of course, Mr. Strange himself, Dirty Dango, the former Fandango, Johnny Dango Curtis, Eddie Edwards, first and only time ever in singles action tonight in JDC's final match of his career. And all JDC asks Eddie Edwards, if you have the kill shot, take it. Because if you don't, I will. This is the system as we know it before the system gets a new version this coming Thursday on TNA Impact. It's interesting looking at the colors of gear that the men are wearing. You see the way Eddie Edwards, of course, escorted by his wife Alicia Edwards, Moose and Brian Myers on his way to the ring. But you also see Eddie Edwards with the Dirty Dango shirt, as again, this will be a one-on-one contest on pure respect, as JDC asked for this one last dance, this first time ever singles match in his final match of his career. 20 plus years these two men go back in this business, folks, and they've never faced each other one-on-one. It's always a different feeling when you go out of this business with your friend.
So they came out together, huh?
Yeah. You heard what Mackenzie Mitchell said right there regarding what this match means.
Look at the emotion on this man's face.
Walter, you and I have known Johnny Dango Curtis, the former Fandango. Oh, wow. That just says right there. Talk about memories right there. Of course, honoring the late, great Bray Wyatt, when it's on them. God rest your soul. We've known this man, formerly known as Fandango, part of the Fashion Police with Tyler Breeze. Previously was involved to a degree as Dirty Dango, saying, man, do I hate wrestling. He's always been his own sort of mode in this business, but he found himself complete when he joined the system.
Thanks for the dance, JDC.
And we're not talking about Fandango here tonight either, folks. Despite the fact this man has a singles win over Chris Jericho at WrestleMania.
Imagine Jericho being the system replacement after the Fandango.
JDC, who's been involved in this business for 26 years, trained by Bill DeMont. The up and downs and all around for Johnny Dango Curtis, who has not held gold since 2022 in ICW. Previously was the WNXT Tag Team Champion, as the crowd and even the commentators are giving their respect here for what this match means.
Shaking the ref's hand and everything.
The bell rings were officially underway for this first and last dance with these two friends.
The second and last time that Curtis will hear a bell ring.
JDC, of course, has been involved in wrestling since he was 16 years old, eye to eye with a guy that has been ride or die in TNA now for the last decade alone. And it's the whole way, man, don't turn your back. Look at the schoolboy try and get a quick win there. Hey, you heard what JDC said this past Thursday. I'm just saying.
And I said second to last, but of course you got to hear the bell at the end of the match too. So if anybody was trying to correct me, yeah, that's why I said second to last bell.
That's a fair point there. These two men have shared the ring in some combination with each other now on 26 other occasions, and again, have never faced each other one-on-one. Their first match together was as Team Tap Out in EWA in 2004. And the first time they came together in Impact Wrestling was, believe it or not, a Call Your Shot Gauntlet in Bound for Glory 2023. And Eddie Edwards, of course, former TNA World Champion, Tag Team Champion.
This is 22 years of history.
And Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, of course. Continental tie-up here. The system from our TNA Tag Team Champion.
22 years ago. Shit.
Right? And the Continental tie-up here. Very stiff Continental tie-up here in the early going. And what's going to be, no doubt, the most emotional match of the night. Almost a fever pitch here with the audience here.
Yeah, they're kind of quiet. It's almost like they're in deep disbelief. They're not disrespected. It's just that they're a little sad, it seems like.
Well, I mean, again, if you think about what a legacy means to a professional wrestler and what they give to us as fans for this business, and this becomes not only part of their life, but truly their lives in entirety, you got to respect the grind, respect the journey. And we're here witnessing the finale. Off the ropes, nice shoulder block there by Eddie Edwards. The drop down by Dangle off the ropes. JDC, great leapfrog there. Both these men. John position, nice drop kick. Taking Eddie Edwards down.
Funny thing is, look, he can still go. It almost seems like he shouldn't be retiring, but only an individual knows when it's time to go. They know their body better than anybody. So when your body's telling you it's time to give up, you got to listen.
Well, that's one of those things also, though, that I think a wrestler is their own worst enemy because sometimes they don't know when to quit. Chasing the dragon, preferably, as we like to say. But to your point, JDC is finding closure tonight here at Genesis, competing in his final match against his closest friend in this business. And this, again, is a first-time ever singles matchup. It doesn't become more conclusive than that.
Mm-hmm.
The side headlock. Of course, Eddie Edwards went on to Pro Wrestling in Noah at a time before, of course, joining TNA and won his first TNA World Heavyweight Championship during the pre-Access era, of course. Eddie Edwards has been involved in this business for 24 years.
And then won the tag titles with Brian Myers. So.
And of course, JDC, as we had talked about before, the first time we heard this man's name on our screens was when he was Fandango in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Edwards, former GHC Heavyweight Champion. That is the Global Underground, folks, of Pro Wrestling Noah. And to Walter's point, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, first in 2016.
Well, Eddie Edwards is a man of his word because he ain't relieving him. He's taking it. He is giving it to him.
Again, don't hold back. That is what JDC asked for. We are talking about a student out of Killer Kowalski's wrestling school.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much got a surprise roll up earlier on in the matchup, and it's been all Eddie Edwards since that point. Oh, big pop drop again. And we also heard, Walter, this past Thursday, regardless of the result here, he will be done, but he will close this Thursday his career on Impact, announcing the newest member of the system as well. Power slam, nice, hook of the far leg, gets a 1 count.
Quick snap power slam too.
And shades of the Viper Randy Orton there. Nice job. And it's also sometimes hard for fans, I think, to distinguish the wrestler and the person because we're so connected to what we see in the ring. We don't think about necessarily the person outside the ring.
It's true.
Open palm strike again, just lining up Eddie Edwards' chest.
At least his family gets to see a lot more of them now.
To literally pick your moment, but pick your opponent in your own farewell. That's saying
I love it when a professional wrestler gets to go out on their own terms, man. I hate it when there's some other outside factor that decides when it's time for them to go.
Back elbow and Segura. Well, again, we talked about before, if your body's not your enemy, your mind is. And clearly, he had a lot of time to think about this. And the Edwards right now with JDC out of the corner at the Frankensteiner. Again, bring everything, leave nothing off the table. Take the kill shot if you see it. You see JDC rolling to the outside of the ring, though. And the Edwards, though, following up, give it the tope suicida, wiping both men out on the floor. And the Edwards, a 2-time TNA World Champion, a 7-time TNA World Tag Team Champion, 2-year point welter, and a 2-time X Division Champion.
I think the crowd split. They don't know who to cheer for.
And about to say, pendulum swing back and forth here when it comes to momentum alone in this match, it feels like.
They're doing tangles within their own mind.
I also like to think sometimes in this business, while it's always about heel versus face 9 out of 10 times, that isn't always the tail of the tape. I think you hit the ones you're closest with the hardest. Regular referee's 10 count to the midsection there. Knife edge chop by JDC, catching Eddie Edwards by surprise on the outside as he broke the ref's 10 count. Again, folks, this is a traditional match. Pinfall, submission, counter disqualifications are all enforced here. And right now, hoisting up Eddie Edwards and oh God! Backdrop suplex, spine first because Eddie Edwards on the apron. At the end of the day, we can say they're two friends, but this is still professional wrestling, Walter. We're looking at two competitors here, both men looking for a win.
No, of course. Looking to go out with a victory.
And right now, you wrestle like there's no tomorrow. For JDC, there is no tomorrow in the ring as he's driven back first into that square ring post.
JDC is looking to do something that's not even what people consider the GOAT. John Cena could do, and that's go out and with a win in this last match.
And again, Eddie Edwards, though, slapping his hand against the ring post where bone meets steel. That's a great way to break your knuckles. JDC trying to take advantage here. Big headbutt on the outside. Both men need to be aware, though, of the referee's 10 counts. Count of 6 here right now as JDC staggering on his feet. Eddie Edwards bringing JDC back inside.
Not too many people can say they won their last match. I can tell you that.
Oh! That was almost a beauty shot. Shades of Tyler Breeze.
Nice.
They have a throwback there to his former Fashion Police partner. Shout out to Breezango. No, non-copyright. Don't you start that. Non-copyright. Now, Dangle in control here. JDC won his first championship back in 2000 as the STCW Lightweight Champion. Again, his last title as Dirty Dangle was the ICW Heavyweight Championship. Of course, right now, you see the way that he's trying to wear down Eddie Edwards with these chops again. You do wonder, though, if Eddie Edwards can throw at the same power with that busted hand possibly. The forearm, though, catching him on the run-in.
And notice the rest of the system stayed back. It is just so there's no...
An uppercut, big boot, drives over to the outside. Well, the referee understands what this means to both these men. Dale Spencer has seen, whoa! JDC's entire TNA career as well as Eddie Edwards' entire career. And JDC going for broke over the top.
Holding his hamstring, too, after that.
JDC chants running out loud and proud here. Take a look at the replay, Walter, and watch the way he lands. To your point. Caution to the wind, but immediately grabbing the inside of his left thigh. But he's got all of Eddie Edwards on that move. Count of 2 right now from our official. Remember, both men, folks, have to the count of 10 to get inside the ring for those that have not tuned into professional wrestling. Brought back inside.
I don't think he wants to take a cheap count up if he reverse last
I don't think you men do. Again, we literally talked about it before. JDC says, if I have the kill shot, I will take it. You best take it as well. Don't leave nothing off. Running in with the uppercut. Now picking up speed once again. In the back of the Eddie Edwards in the pursuit. Edwards runs in with a clothesline. And again, though, you see him feeling that collarbone, that arm. Sidestep. Ooh, man, caught in the corner. Now turning it around, the uppercut to the spine goes JDC. Eddie Edwards now hung up in a bad spot. Slingshot, leg drop, bring it back inside, holding a fire, leg kick on it too by Eddie Edwards.
Shades at his finisher a little higher. He usually comes off the top rope with a leg drop. Now he just did a rotating one.
Well, combat moves with less risk right now in quicker succession have put this match firmly in JDC's offensive corner.
Let's take a look at that replay.
Yeah, you saw the way the leg landed on the throat there and got a near fall. Now JDC in control, front face locking Eddie Edwards, hoisting him up, pause for a suplex, excuse me, swinging the miss, Eddie Edwards. JDC though, caught the corner, capture a tornado DDT.
Who's holding on to him?
Fucking arrow! Has it done the deal too? No!
That's a cool combination. Tornado DDT out of the corner into a fucking arrow.
Yeah, about to say, great combination there for a near fall. This has been one of JDC's most competitive matches I've seen out of him in a while. Despite his strange nature inside the ring, I think people underestimate what JDC actually does bring to the ring. You think about when he took Josh Alexander quite the distance. As we kick off the new era here at TNA, where Genesis means a new beginning, this, of course, will be JDC's in-ring ending. Live on pay-per-view, folks. Thank you for those that are tuning in along with us live on TNA Plus or watching along with us here on YouTube and Mustafa Studios. Meanwhile, Blue Thunderbomb, half rotation, cover 2. No way that was going to end this.
His ending brings a new beginning because the system, as we know, will never be the same. But tune in to AMC this Thursday as we get to see what the new system is. Sort of the upgrade or the update on the system.
Yeah, but you still wonder what version you're going to be left with tonight. As again, both these men are still locked in combat in this match. Neither one has found the cure to success yet. The formula, excuse me. You got to wonder, though, does the emotional wear and tear on this match outweigh the physical toll at this point for both these men? There you see right now that wrist lock, that wrist hold, excuse me, submission hold applied here. Sleeper applied by Eddie Edwards. JDC going to go quietly into that good night tonight, Walter.
Might be.
Look at his smile. He's not giving up, unlike somebody. See the smirk on JDC's face right now. Pushing Eddie Edwards in the corner, ripping him off. Cheeky little nod. Oh, runs to that back elbow, though. And Eddie Edwards on the corner on the second. Oh, got caught. Oh,
Walter Jericho.
No, dude, remember where Eddie Edwards is from.
Boston Crash. Oh, that's Walter Jericho.
The Lion Saber. Right in the back of Eddie Edwards. Remember, he's been working that back this whole match.
He's shouting out Chris Jericho at the WrestleMania.
And again, when Eddie Edwards Chancellor would find his way to the ropes, the fact with the line is the harder you hold it, the easier your opponent can slip out of it. And turning over now, inside cradle, and forced the break it too.
Well, we all know
the breaker.
See? Shouting out to Jericho.
Look at the far leg too, no!
We all know the Lion Chamber is a version of Boston Crab. So if anybody knows how to reverse it, it's going to be Eddie Edwards, who literally used the Boston Crab as the finisher.
If I was there, a hell of a sequence here as Johnny Dingo Curtis, to your point, Walter, is channeling his entire career tonight. Crowd chant, this is awesome. And for the first time tonight, I firmly agree. This is professional wrestling.
Bro, this woke up. This is the match of the night so far, to be honest.
Yeah, no BS and no flops. Just two men with a pure respect for one another. The front face lock applied now on Eddie Edwards, and Fandango might be looking to send him inside the hard way. Shots to the kidneys, though, by Eddie to create separation here. And again, as this match lingers, I do wonder who is more prepared for the endurance and cardio factor. Both men trapped in the wrist lock. Oh, pulling into a headbutt.
Ooh, that was a nasty headbutt. That'll cut you off.
Call whatever you want. I call it effective. Oh, God. Wait a minute. No! Inbound trash! Cover! Two, it's over! No! Somebody else is still in it.
I thought he had him. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know.
This is amazing.
Yeah. The match, I expected these two to go at it, but I really didn't expect them to steal it.
When you literally trust each other for over 2 decades and have never faced each other one-on-one and know that this is the last time you could do this for yourself and everyone that supported you, you probably stop! Look for that leg drop one more time on the corner and hit Nova Canvas. Boston knee party, the cover! 2 many hours, no!
Oh, he kicked out of the Boston knee party!
Are you kidding me?
That's
last time you saw someone kick out of that move, Walter?
That's awesome. And I haven't seen too many.
Man, again, when you literally put your career not on the line only, but in front of everybody worldwide, you are not willing to go quietly into that good night.
He literally got all of it, too.
Again, will he put another one, though? Another Boston knee party!
Oh, it's over now.
And the cover, 2, Farrell. No, it's not! Look at that arrow. It's almost saying, please stay down. Don't make me do this. If Dango's going to go out, he's going to go out literally unconscious before he literally can't pick up the shoulder off the 3 count.
He's going to do it again.
Brothers to the end before the other bell rings. Breast kick. And now Eddie Edwards, what the word's looking for here.
Die hard driver.
Yeah, perfect call, Walter. Die hard driver and Fandango. JDC during day was about to die hard with a smile on his face. He knows this is it. Boston knee party. Cover 2. This last dance has concluded.
That's it.
Wow. For a first-time singles match in his final match ever in his career, he truly left it out there what had to be his greatest performance.
Forget trust in the system. I trust that was a great match. That's what I trust.
And I'm about to say, you saw JDC knew that kill shot was going to be it, and he asked Eddie Edwards to deliver it. Eddie Edwards fulfilled that promise. JDC looking up at the lights tonight at TNA Genesis.
The system as we know it is done.
Eddie Edwards was able to pull that trigger, and JDC was the one that took it straight in the face.
I don't think
Bullseye.
JDC knows where he's at right now.
I'm pretty sure he knows who he's embracing, though, as you can see how much this meant, not just to JDC, but to Eddie Edwards, but to TNA and to just professional wrestling as a whole. As you see the locker room also up on stage, Johnny Bravo included. JDC said also, Walter, I'm not going to miss wrestling. I'm going to miss the wrestlers.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed every solitary second of this journey. This locker room has been the best locker room I've ever had the privilege of working in. And the locker room and TNA faithful showing their respect tonight to JDC at Genesis. Thank you, JDC.
Man, I wish Break the Walls Down would just play and Jericho comes out and hugs him.
Wow. Well, That was a lot more than I bargained for, honestly. Shout out to Everything Pro Wrestling also in the chat. Thank you for so much for tuning in. Good to see you as well. And again, everyone, say thank you to JDC as we bid his wrestling career farewell forever.
I can't lie, I had low expectations, and this really superseded everything I ever thought it was gonna be.
I mean, honestly, dude, this surpassed expectations, bar none, when you consider the longevity of Eddie Edwards and JDC and what JDC pulled out tonight as well, channeling his past in the present, as we know what his future will hold. No more professional wrestling.
Look, he's even holding ringside doctors.
And TNA Faithful, the staff, Matthew Raywolf, Tom Hannigan, who of course been the soundbite of JDC's career in TNA wrestling. That's awesome.
I didn't
Very
think it
humble
would get
man.
to, I really didn't think it would get to me like that, brother. Oh, there's the sign guy.
Yeah, about to say, I always respect the sign guy. You see the system, Gia Miller, Johnny Bravo, Indy Hartwell, Casey Navarro, and select members of the TNA locker room. Frankie and JDC for not just tonight, but for everything he's given to TNA and professional wrestling. That is awesome. Tommy Dreamer, Santana Marella, that's son of my gun. Candice Michelle.
And he bows out.
The final bow after the last dance. Bidding everyone farewell tonight at Genesis.
And here we go, switching gears, the injury report. Go ahead.
I'll let you go ahead and take this, since you know a figure or two more about what happens to the human body in combat. Go ahead and update everybody, Walter.
Elijah's in evaluation after suffering a guitar to the back.
Ooh. I'll say that before racing prior, re-aggravated his tricep that he came back recently.
Exactly. Out indefinitely after being put to the eyes by Ariana Grace following that when Stacks won the title.
That wicked Jezebel needs to be thrown out a window to wolves at the end of a castle.
He's going to return this week, Thursday, January 22nd.
I don't know how wise that is.
Jeff Hardy. The Hardys were evaluated.
You know what I'm saying, man?
They're not 100% either Hardys, but they have been cleared.
To be fair, when have the Hardys ever been 100%? I'm just saying.
Jeff hasn't been 100% since 1972. When was he born? Something like that.
Something like that. I don't keep track of ages. Oof.
I mean, I predicted. I think we do have new two TNA tag titles, but man, you can never count out the Hardys, to be honest.
That's true. But anyway, before we move on again, just one last time, a humble thank you to JDC. But we have to move forward. And as you talked about, Walter, we saw a very disgusting display this past Thursday on Impact when Vincent literally padlocked and chained Jeff Hardy's ear to the ring post through that hole, while Matt Hardy suffered a swanton bomb at the hands of the righteous. Mental warfare on full display, putting this match in favor of the challengers in more ways than one.
That wasn't very righteous of them at all.
Well, we still know, of course, tonight, based on injury report, we will still have the TNA World Tag Team Championship match later tonight at Genesis.
Here we go. From JDC to this.
Well, I mean, I did talk about Strange, right? It doesn't get stranger than Little Brother versus Mara Sade. I forgot this was a match, folks. So if you want to take a bathroom break, feel free to, unless you want to see Mara Sade super kick Ryan Nemeth's orange spray tan off his face again, because coming up next, it's Mara Sade versus Ryan Nemeth.
I'm going to take you off and go do the Roman Reigns Liaki thing. I'm going to take you up on that.
I want to be. All right, fuck it. So, folks, let's play a game. Over or under 5 minutes. Mara Sade versus Ryan Nemeth. Let your thoughts be known in the comments now. Ryan Nemeth, the most obnoxious thing on your television screen since The Miz from the real world when he first arrived in WWE. Every chance that Marcy has gotten, though, she's super kicked this idiot's face off our television screen, and I've loved it. It's been a running gag, actually. And it's gone even further than that, backstage to the point, as soon as Marcy sees Ryan Nemeth's face, she kicks it off. That's freaking funny. By the way, whoever put that compilation together deserves a ratings, in my opinion. Oh, gosh. Marcia, of course, has been endorsed by the Hardys for her artistic prowess and potential in the Knockouts division. And of course, folks, the total nonstop schedule continues for TNA Impact this Thursday, of course, as well as Friday for double takings in Albuquerque, it sounds like. Very rare, though, to see an intergender matchup here in TNA as of late. Damn! 3 minutes, Dwayne Atkinson says. Yes, Dwayne Atkinson, that is my trivia brother, brother Paul Mead behind me here, fellow TNA faithful. He says hello. And Paul says hi. Hi, guys. He doesn't say hi, guys. He just says hi. That being said, the bell rings. We're officially underway here. Start your stopwatch, folks. You haven't already. 10, 11, 12, 13.
Damn it. I was hoping that it'd be over.
16. And caught him a tie up here as Ryan Nemeth finally puts his hands on Mara Sade. Referee for this contest, Frank Costello, as he blows a kiss.
Hey, she signed a contract. He can legally put his hands on her.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true, technically. I see Ryan Nemeth looking to, accept his Best Actor award. But I say, you see, of course, the way, of course, right now, Mara Sade is unimpressed. It runs out, swing and miss. And now Sade looking for the sleeper hold here.
He literally has his accomplishments is only 5 words. He's Nick Nemeth's little brother.
The end. My autobiography by Ryan Nemeth will never see the light of day at Barnes and Nobles. Or your cheapest dark web bookstore. That's ASMR that will cause people to puke and want their ears to die. And right now, shots in the midsection. Mars today creating separation with Ryan Nemeth. She's going to need to wash her hands later and desanitize them.
Ooh, landed on her feet. Sort of.
And very impressive. Yeah, almost lost her footing there. Almost looks like Mars today is wrestling in street clothes when you look at her. Oh, and Ryan Nemeth almost got his face kicked off again.
Slid out of the ring.
Well, I mean, you don't gotta like it, but it is smart, to get out of there. And Mars started to have the right with the crossbody.
That's a beautiful woman. I wonder why NXT let her go. But I'm glad she found a new founding in TNA.
Yeah, that Dallas Cowboys fan having more success here than his NFL franchise has had.
Haven't seen the
back inside the ring. Again, one of the bright signings here. Oh, a sweep of the leg as she was stepping inside. Nasty landing from Arsade. And Ryan Nemeth trying to take advantage here, hoisting her up. Oh, wait a minute. What the was he doing here? And Nemeth right now. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. That was on the hardest part of the ring there.
Yeah, spine first on the apron goes Mara Sade. I cannot believe this is happening, by the way. Like, seriously, this match in itself.
Hey, let it.
You thought I puked or freaking lost my lunch and my everything inside of me during the countdown. Imagine Ryan Nemeth winning this match here tonight on pay-per-view. The cover, very like a days ago cover. That was worse than the narcissist. Gets a 2 count. I honestly wonder how delusional men could be when it comes to getting a woman's attention. And then I see Ryan Nemeth. And slap his face by Mara Sade.
He has a crush on her. That's why he's so obsessed with her.
Yeah, well, how about you freaking wake up from your fever dream and, realize that she wants nothing to do with you.
Look, he can't be original. Even his dance is his brother's dance.
Yeah, about to say. showing off far more than Chris Masters here.
He needs to be a character with this girl again.
Gotta say, Khan, the greatest wrestler on the planet, his big brother, the special guest referee, of course, our main event. Looking for a big right hand. Mara Sade's having none of that. And right now, Mara Sade, oh, big right. The Ryan Nevis rhinoplasty right now and just squaring off against this Hollywood plump. Drop kick. Ryan Nevis staggered. Mara Sade, though, fired up good. Driving Ryan Nevis to the corner. Held up no three like a woman.
They're not even from Hollywood, California. They're from Hollywood, Florida. They try to make it look like it's California.
Well, there's a reason why there's more stars in California and there's more, disasters and alligators in Florida. Here's the Tornado DDT takeover. Mara Sade now into the cover. Hooking the far leg to end this here, and it's not over.
Not to see me, though. I do give Ryan credit, though. He is making her look good.
Yeah, but I'll say, taking a look at this, to your point, great Tornado DDT out of the corner. Well, I mean, when your brother's the show off, you got to know a thing or two about showing off yourself.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Did he just rip her to the eyes? Come on.
Yeah, I just ripped her in the eyes. Exactly. Now up in the fireman's carry. Trying to turn things around. Now look for the drop down. Ryan Nevis hooking the leg, grabbing the ropes, and the referee catching him. Hook, line, and sinker, thankfully.
Well, look at that. A referee with eyes.
Yeah, who would have thought? Whoa, what a sling blade.
Damn, that'll make Finn Balor jealous.
And right now, Mara Sade still framing her spine, though. And Ryan Nemeth, drop kick to Mara Sade. Ooh, and her leg got caught up on the top rope.
Her leg got hung up.
Nasty landing there. There you see Ryan Nemeth. He's got the leg up. Are you fucking kidding me?
He literally needed rope leverage to win.
That is the biggest embarrassment in Mara Sade's career. On the same night, we just saw Cockroach Coach and Elegance Brand. Ryan Nemeth just pinned Mara Sade, hooking the rope, and fought down beat Rich Swann. What the hell is this TNA wrestling?
I don't know, my friend. I don't know.
But I'll say, you saw the way she went down awkwardly there, and look at the way that Ryan Nemeth clutches her leg with the bottom rope. Again, though, Walter, still the referee's decision is final, but that's effed up.
I have the feeling that it won't be the last time these two meet, though.
And unfortunately, it won't be the last time we hear Ryan Nemeth either. As we go backstage to the Jezebel and the horrible stacks.
The Jezebel and the Jackass?
Yeah, about to say, come into a Disney theater near you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are in Florida.
And they won't, that Jackass won't be the beloved donkey from Shrek.
He wish he had a donkey face. Lazy Jackass. Anyway, that being said, City by the Bay with checking in on us. How's the show overall right now? I'm watching my 49ers. Well, they probably scored more touchdowns than Genesis has tonight. I would say.
Ooh, really City by the Bay, because my team is Seattle. And they going head to head right now.
Oh, okay. Let's keep it friendly here, folks.
It's 17-0 right now, I believe. I don't know why White's watching it going crazy. I can hear her screaming.
Okay, fair enough. That being said, if you want more sports analogy, check out Stepway Sports Bar Monday nights. He keeps covering Monday Night Football. But I would say adequate. Walter, what do you think this show has been so far for all the night? As those two are about to go to a Motel 6.
It's had its ups and downs, but it's been okay. But that JDC match really stepped it up.
Well, let's see how well the Knockouts step it up, where the Knockouts title, the only title that matters in TNA Wrestling right now, as two warriors collide for it. It's TNA versus NXT as Layling Lee defends the gold against Zarya. So Ruka, of course, be in Zarya's corner, and of course, Brookside will be in Layling Lee's corner. There's the tail of the tape. You see the height advantage on Zarya, the former Delta. Signature moves, of course, the Warrior's Way versus Zone of Destruction. Layling Lee is the reigning TNA Knockouts World Champion, while Zarya has challenged for 4 different titles between TNA and WWE since being part of NXT.
No, City, I'm not watching both of them. My wife's in another room, and based on her screaming and yelling, I can tell when Seattle's doing something. But I knew it was 17-0 when I went to the bathroom because I got to walk through the room to go to the bathroom, so I saw the score on the screen.
Well, get ready to walk through a wasteland because Zarya might waste this warrior tonight and see the TNA Knockouts World Championship because the TNA Knockouts World title is on the line.
Now, I like Zarya, but I'm going to go on a rage if another NXT superstar wins the TNA title.
And you see Zaruka, of course, together tonight. Soruka escorting Zarya to the ring as Soruka endorsed Zarya as a warrior to take up this opportunity. Of course, Soruka, not the first time we've seen her cross the line, but this is the first time we're seeing Zarya compete inside a TNA ring.
Ruka, well, she's not competing, but that's the first time in a while I've seen her without a knee brace.
And again, you will see Saruka take on Vincent and Kendall Gray and the fucking Fatal Influence in a triple threat number contenders match where the winner will challenge for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, NXT superstars get to compete for NXT tag. For TNA tag. Go figure.
Zarya looking for her first piece of gold around her waist since joining the WWE. The former Delta has been in the ring before, though, challenging for the TNA Knockouts World Championship against Jordan Grace down under in Australia.
Mm-hmm. There we go, straight out of the Mortal Kombat video game.
Accurate, as of course this signed superstar from Singapore, now the knockout of TNA, bearing the goal of the TNA Knockouts World Championship after bringing it back home in that triple threat against Jordan Grace, Kalani Jordan, pinning Kalani Jordan to bring that title home. The woman she lost to when the title was under vacancy due to Ashba Elegance's indefinite leave from professional wrestling.
Sayali.
I don't know about that, all right? I just keep doing this for fun. Of course, the Angel Warriors, as we know, Xia Brookside and Lei Ling Lee. The TNA Knockouts World Championship as Xia Brookside and Lei Ling Lee have formed this chemistry, of course.
She can't escape that name, huh? Because now her partner's name is Xia.
About to say. As of course, it was during Gold Rush in the theater at Madison Square Garden where Layla Lee won the TNA Knockouts World Championship, her first ever World Championship accolade in her wrestling career. Delta, though, has had multiple accolades down under in Australia, former RCW Women's Champion, two-time MCW Women's Champion, MCW International Champion, but has not held gold since June 2024.
A rare face versus face match, too. I just thought about that.
Let's go down to introductions by Mackenzie Mitchell. To your point, as we prepare for this unique first time ever exhibition. This should be a very unique bout. This is one of the only bouts I cared about tonight.
It's a title that means a lot to me, so they better not F this up.
Zarya is 26 years of age, 5'8", 165 pounds, pure muscle, has only been involved in this game for 5 years. Trained out of RCW Academy by Matt Bassel. From Chongqing, China, Lei Ling Lee is 37 years of age, 5'3", 136 pounds. Again, the height and weight differential goes in favor of the challenger, but she's been involved in this business for 8 years and has primarily been trained by Sarah Amato, as of course she first started her career in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
One more time here, TNA Knockouts World Championship on the line. This will be Lei Ling Lee's second defense. Ironically enough, her first defense was against her tag team partner, Xia Brookside. The TNA Knockouts World Championship, the cornerstone of what has been my status quo of women's professional wrestling on the stateside front since 2008. First held by Gail Kim, following a lineage by Awesome Khan, Jordan Grace, Taylor Wilde, the beautiful peoples, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, and Madison Rain. And of course, one of the most definitive champions of recent history, Monster Slammer Jordan Grace and the virtuosa Diana Perazzo.
Oh, something just happened. My wife's fighting.
Continental tie-up here, stiff continental tie-up here in the middle of the ring. As of course, right now, this is a battle of warriors being echoed out here tonight as booked this Thursday night on Impact.
I don't think Lady will back down at all.
And of course, Dani Luna, she will get a match, folks, by the way, for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, regardless who wins it here, because she is contractually obligated a match for this title.
What was she having? Visa issues?
Apparently. A swing and a miss right now. And Lei Ling Lee caught in the grasp of Zarya. Clearly, Zarya is going to outpower Lei Ling Lee this bout. Lei Ling Lee is going to have to rely on her mixed martial arts background here. She's going to have a chance and break Zarya down. Oh, Lord.
You're going to have to take a page out of Ali and just stick and move.
You would know, Mr. UFC expert, and stay tuned, folks, for Walter Cruz brings you coverage from Paramount Plus upcoming for UFC and MMA, as well as dropping this Bloodsport. That and so much more this calendar year. Again, Lei Ling Lee cut out of the corner, and the power of Zarya taking over, hoisting up Lei Ling Lee in the stalling vertical. Bring her down hard in the camp.
Bro!
Cover, hold the far leg. It's a 2.
She basically did that one arm. The other arm she just kind of used as balance.
Of course, we have seen Soruka be here in TNA in the past. And of course, we've also seen Soruka challenge for Go Together last year at Evolution, of course, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Nice sweep of the leg there. Running knee strike, clocking Zarya. Zarya down to a knee. Follow-up drop kick. Zarya sent up and over, staggers to the corner.
Nice running drop kick.
Ling Lee right now, bit of momentum following in. Not sure if he's looking for a monkey flip or just trying to mount Zarya right now. I would definitely say match of the night, though, was JDC. Versus Eddie Edwards. And I do think Lei Ling Lee is trying to lead the knockouts forward, considering what she has put herself through to get to this point. Remember, she just was re-signed last year prior to winning the title.
Yep, she re-signed and then became champ.
And right now,
she literally was TNA savior because it was in the hands of NXT.
I was about to say, you saw the way that Lei Ling Lee was literally being deadlifted there, almost a stranglehold by Zarya in the corner for the 5 count. How you break a warrior's spirit, you break their body, you knock out their breath. Here's the cover, look at the leg. And I gotta think that lackadaisical nature by Zarya cost her there, Walter, as she took a moment in before she went for that fall.
Yeah, exactly.
And Lei Ling Lee, Irish whipped into the corner by Zarya with a run-in side attack. So Ruka, of course, encouraging her partner.
Vicious.
That's hilarious. Cover, hook of the far leg, and a 2 count again. Aggressive.
I was talking about the one in the turnbuckle. Then she pulled her into another nasty one.
Yeah, I'm about to say, everything Zarya hits you with, it sticks.
Ooh, Texas Cloverleaf in Texas?
About to say, I mean, why not? And again, the height advantage means you can add even more pressure to this and maintain more control on this hold without pushing too much pressure so Lei Ling Lee can't slide out of it.
She needs to sit down more.
The thing is, Walter, if she sits down, she applies more pressure, but it also gives Lei Ling Lee a chance to reverse it. Oh, look at the strength!
You ain't reversing that. Straight power by her.
I'm about to say, how do you figure this out against such a larger competitor, though? We haven't seen Lei Ling Lee in this type of situation before.
Right back to it.
And again, maintaining position in the middle of the ring as well, leaving no breathing room for the champion. Again, folks, TNA Genesis has to be a pinfall submission inside the ring. In the last calendar year alone, we've seen the TNA Knockouts World Championship go to NXT on multiple occasions.
Don't remind me.
And right now, Lei Ling Lee trying to escape the grips of Zarya, regain control here, create separation though. Block that boot. Oh, wow, an ankle pick. And a modified great submission hold here applied by Lei Ling Lee. Now looking for an STF.
Turned it into an STF, man. But no, Zarya's kind of blocking here.
I'm about to say the power of Zarya coming into play, turning her over. Now going into the cover. Gets a 2 count. Nearly had a new champion there.
That was nice. Nice way to reverse that.
Now Zarya once again with Lei Ling Lee up on the shoulder. Reverses out of it, though, pushes Zarya into the corner.
You just when you think you have her delayed, just comes back.
Well, who do you think this match favors more at this point? Zarya's inexperience in a TNA ring or Lei Ling Lee being the champion here?
I think the heart of the champion is what is going to come through. Zarya is just on fire. Yeah, man.
Shot right to the midsection there, bending her over. Big rising knee strikes, sends Zarya up vertically, and a big super kick. Sends Zarya up and over into the corner.
She outpowers her, but man, I mean, all it takes is 3 seconds.
Lei Ling Lee with a background in Kung Fu and Muay Thai, by the way. Again, blocking the boot. Back elbow connects.
Nice back elbow.
As they try to pick up speed, trying to pick up some power forward here, channeling her inner warrior, running in. Launches into the corner, and again, mounting Zarya, teeing off here right now. You see Soruka trying to warn her partner, and Zarya encouraging her Angel Warrior.
She has her by the leg, though, at the same time, though.
Yeah, you see right now, since the emergency there on Soruka's face on the outside, Zarya might be on her feet. Right to the top of the dome with those forearm shots and those fists.
What was she going for?
I say she's strong enough to hoist Zarya up into what looks like a suplex. Looking for Warrior's way. Again, push back in the corner, blocks the boot, eats a forearm. Again, Zarya staggered, but still very much in this. And now Lee, the pump handle. The big opportunity there, the pump handle suplex. The cover is that enough to retain? Kick on it, too.
That was almost like a pump handle exploder suplex.
Ooh. Take a little replay here.
Showing her own power.
Well, you did talk about before the heart of a warrior, that spirit of the champion. You got the confidence going in, but do you have the will to retain?
She has that inner chi. You know, they believe in that. So
right now, mounting Zarya, though, with the rear naked choke, trying to bring this beast down to her knees. Everyone's the same when they're on the mat. Very smart by Lee here. Even a monster has to breathe. You said that yourself, Walter.
Yep. I don't care if you're a monster. You still have to breathe.
Again, though, can Lee incapacitate Zarya, though? Zarya reversing the pressure and oh, man!
Damn, she cannonballed her way out of it.
Yeah, literally crushing Lee against the turnbuckles by also crushing her windpipe a little bit.
Look at Zarya.
Look here. Big cannonball starts, and again, high angle on that bottom turnbuckle with Lee.
That's one way to get somebody off your back, Will.
In the cover, though, drive towards center again. Kick out at 2 by the champion. Yeah, I appreciate you sitting by the David Bay. You're an awesome dude. And right now, again, title hangs in the grass to once again go to NXT, previously held by Jessie Jane, Kalani Jordan, Ash by Elegance, Masha Slamovic in the last calendar year alone. Average whip. Toss in the corner. And again, Zarya on the run. And Lee, great scouting. Now Lee might be looking for a monkey flip. But Zarya perching her on the top rope. But now Lee brings her up and over on the air. I thought she was going to go for a dripping armbar there for a moment.
They both landed on the apron here.
Yeah, on the edge of disaster, though, because we know how dangerous that apron is and how short your footing can be. There is disqualifications. There are countouts in force here in this sanctioned championship match. Pump kick by Lee. Pump kick by Zarya. Both these women right now, tip for tap, move, but Zarya poison Lee. Oh, no. Oh, God, backdrop suplex on the apron. Ooh. Good grief. Spine first again, as that apron has seen enough spines for one night, Walter.
Tell me about it.
And think about from Zarya's height as well. That is a horrible landing.
Both women, what the hell are these two doing?
Yeah, Heather and M by Elegance watching on from the entranceway. Last we talked
what the hell do they have anything to do with the women's title?
Don't forget, Soruka has a chance to earn a challenge for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Who holds them, Walter?
Nah, unfortunately.
And the Angel Warriors have also had previous intentions and chances at the Knockouts Tag Team Championships when Inspiration held them. A spear by Zarya! Breaking Lee in half!
Dude, she literally broke her in half.
Might be looking for the F6. Oh, no! She clapped the referee! Shouldn't have Zarya in the cover! No official, though! We might have had a new champion! Soruka trying to get the referee to come too, and Zarya Brookside checking on the official as well. Zarya has no idea what the hell just happened. The
Don't ruin the match.
Trying to get involved here. So Ruka and Zaya wiping them out. And it looks like we got some unwelcome guests to this party. And so Ruka with the wipeout. Crossbody wipe out the elegance brand. And Zaya Brookside with a crossbody soaring, wiping out these idiots.
We still got a match going on in the middle of the ring, though.
Well, that's what Zaya and So are clearly trying to keep enforced here. No one wants these two rejects out here. Now look at it now, though, as Zaya and So send the Elegance brand backstage. Zaya checking on the official. To your point, Walter, if that F16 clock, the official in her head, we might have a new TNA Knockouts World Champion. And oh! Zaya showed up first in the ring post. Lee taking advantage. The schoolgirl. Touchdown kick on it, too. And now Lee. Oh, it's a headbutt.
Ow!
Again, though, Zaya favoring her shoulder, though, after hitting the ring post. Zaya favoring that left shoulder. Now, once again, looking at Hung, Lee. That elbow strike couldn't get the grip, though. Again, damage done. Couldn't maintain the hold. It's almost like Zaya neutralized her own strength in that mistake.
I think so.
Now, Lee's bringing up to the top turnbuckle. I sense disaster. It's a bad. Down goes Zarya off the Frankensteiner. Hurricane takeover on the corner.
Damn, Scott Steiner eat your heart.
What a match for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Impromptu, by the way, due to Dani Luna's visa issues tonight. And absolutely everything being left out here by these two warriors, as all outside parties are no longer at ringside.
I'm glad we got this match as a substitute, man.
Yeah, Aussie Chance rating out for Delta, of course, who's from down under in Australia, who was also encouraged to be a WWE superstar by Mommy Rhea Ripley. It was during a WWE tryout in Australia that Rhea Ripley saw the potential in Zarya, and that encouraged Zarya to become a WWE superstar. Now, both these warriors meet in the ring, and Walter, it might be the final round here in this Mortal Kombat.
This is what the women's division really, the knockouts division really is about right here.
This is why they've been the standard, the alternative, where a woman can truly be themselves and wrestle better than a man and discover what they're truly capable of since 2008. Ask Hardcore Country Mickey James, ask Tara, the former Victoria, ask anybody who has held the Knockouts World title. And Zarya and Lee are throwing down here tonight in Texas at Genesis, leaving nothing to chance.
Zarya's barely got an arm, though, with that shoulder.
They got two good legs, though. Up in the fireman's carry, looking for another F6. Got into a DDT!
And, she almost beat her to the feet.
Lee with the back heel kick.
The spinning heel kick right there.
And now trying to lift Zarya up. Oh! Warriors way! Cover two! The Warriors way with the win!
She got it. Oh, how the hell she pick her up for that? I didn't expect her to pick her up for the Warriors win.
Lee wins. Fatality. A battle of two tried-tested warriors. Definition of the word to the final bit of health on the health bar in the final rounds of this battle.
Yeah,
truly it was combat that won the day.
Wasn't flawless.
And about to say, Lee with a hell of an example set for the TNA Knockouts World Championship tonight against Zarya. Lee was not prepared for this challenger, but this warrior spirit prevails tonight at Genesis, using the Warriors way to finish.
Proud of to wrap the belt around.
Yeah, no kidding. Take nothing away from Zarya, though. Again, that was Delta's best match since being a WWE superstar. And thank you, Silveruka and Zaya Brookside, for wiping out the freaking Elegance brand from getting involved here tonight.
Thank you for keeping the integrity of this match.
Again, And that allowed Laylee Lee, to your point, Walter, somehow finding the will, the strength, the heart, the spirit to hoist up Zarya and drop her with the Warrior's Way deep hook of the leg, and Laylee Lee retains the TNA Knockouts World
You
Championship.
think the intelligence too? She rotated her body so her leg would be nowhere near the rope. Did you notice it? Yeah.
Gotta say, a testament to the fighting spirit of Zarya and Laylee Lee, but also another prime example of what the Knockouts World Championship represents. Champions in WWE could learn a thing or two about this. Great respect being shown here. Like you said, Walter, it was a battle of warrior spirit tonight. Wait.
Elena Bella.
Hold on a second. Well, this is no warrior, but this is definitely a dark omen of things to come. As let's not forget the newest signed knockout, Elena Black, previously challenged for the TNA Knockouts World Championship when she was an NXT superstar. Masha smashed her though.
You gotta wonder how it would have been with Zarya not having a compromised shoulder though.
Yeah, about to say, if that referee wasn't knocked out, you very well might have seen that title on Zarya's waist tonight, going to NXT, a brand that Elena Black is very familiar with, for those that remember the former Cora Jade. A little bit of a warning message sent off against the newest knockout to TNA. Well, I gotta admit, legitimately, between that and JDC and Eddie Edwards, both those right now have been my match of the night. That was tremendous.
Yeah, that's kind of a little bit surprising to me here.
Well, TNA, again, is the show, the passion, the brand that we do could be a different alternative versus the Fed that we pride ourselves on enjoying. And so far, Genesis, hit and miss, the matches, when it came to the TNA World Championship and that farewell, they have demonstrated what TNA truly is about. Still to come tonight, though, Frankie Kazarian looks to be the face of TNA once again, as the King looks to reclaim his throne as we get ready for a Texas death match. Still to come tonight in our main events. To challenge the man that took the title back and fulfilled his purpose once again, Walter. It's Mike Santana, who is already painted for war to come tonight.
Mm-hmm.
As Nick Nemeth could be the X factor here, and we might see both Nemeth brothers tonight leave victorious. As we got a commercial break here for the time being, or not commercial break for once. Right, so used to that bullshit. Woo.
A 10 count decides who the TNA World Champion wins.
That's right. Remember, a Texas Deathmatch, for those that don't know, it's a 3 count first on a person and a 10 count to not stand up after. That decides the winner. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some.
And all the power to Miss Sand.
Stop it, dude. Stop it. So Walter, what's been your match of the night? JDC and Eddie Edwards with the TNA Knockouts World Championship match at this point.
That's good. You know, only elegant interference in it. It was just straight one-on-one.
Yeah, I gotta agree, and it was pure respect on that match. Speaking of respect, there is no respect here. See what I'm saying, man? As we now see if the Righteous can seize TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion, TNA Tag Team Champion, excuse me. TNA Tag Team on the line as the Hardys defend the gold against the newly signed Vincent and Dutch, the Righteous. Do you guys think Lee is a major player? After tonight, absolutely.
What was the question?
Do you think Lee is a major player?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the testament to a fighting champion taking on an unknown challenger 2 days before the fact, and an invader, let's call it what it is, an invader, and winning, yes, that's a major player. Jay Cargill, learn a thing or two what it means to be a champion.
Especially after she just proved it.
72 days of absolutely nothing. She's more lazy than Chris. She's more lazy than Chris Adonis.
Exactly.
And he was never world champion.
Hardys have shocked me a lot of times, but man, the Righteous is just. I mean, they're in their head, and you know how hard it is to get in the Hardys' head with everything they've been through.
Well, considering the charismatic Enigma is an enigma for mindset itself, the righteous, who literally might be looking to turn the Hardy's worlds upside down, have a huge opportunity in doing that tonight. See what I'm saying, man?
Righteous might have made a mistake and awakened the brokenness in these two.
Well, let's go ahead and look at the taglines here real quick. Because at 5 resolution, the Righteous confronted the Hardys, and Vincent and Dutch abducted Matt during a steel cage match, as the Righteous have targeted Matt and Jeff's families. They have made this beyond personal versus professional, Walter. To the point the Hardys were willing. It was the champions that were willing to put their titles on the line to put the Righteous to rest.
Do you dig it?
I mean, I've always done the Righteous.
These two snap their own beat.
See what I'm saying, man? The Righteous have definitely turned the Hardy's worlds upside down, if that was possible, more than Stranger Things has their own universe about that. Of course, we've previously seen these two men involved in Ring of Honor and AEW. They came up short for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. But again, if you can't beat the Hardys physically, maybe you can beat them mentally. And that might be to the Righteous' advantage tonight, Walter.
Might be. But to your point, when the hell is the Hardys ever 100%?
Well, again, there's a way to conduct your business, and the Righteous have always driven their own tune. As the Hardys says their legacy will continue forever. The Hardys, of course, have been TNA Tag Team Champions since winning those titles back at Slammiversary in a ladder match. Jeff Hardy, former TNA World Champion. Iconic Matt Hardy, former TNA World Champion. To your point, we've also seen the incarnation of the Broken Hardys hold these titles. Goats of TNA wrestling and tag team wrestling. Brothers born in this business that have taken their things and tag team wrestling to the extreme.
100%.
The Hardys have dealt with systems. They have dealt with craziness. They've dealt with each other. They've dealt with annoying brothers. They've dealt with the Dudleys. They have dealt with their own demons. They have even dealt with, you name it, they've seen it. Wait a minute. Well, I don't have to say anything else. You did talk about before how the Hardys might approach this match, right? The Hardys on the attack on the outside. The bell's not rung yet for this match, by the way.
They slipped them under the ring. Yeah, the bell definitely didn't ring.
And now the Dutch right now squaring up against Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy squaring up against Vincent in the corner. Oh, man.
Their music is literally still playing. Noah?
Yeah, the music is still playing in the arena, folks. This fight is fully loaded. This match has not begun yet. And we also know the Hardys are not coming in here at 100%. But right now, wiping out Dutch on the outside is Jeff Hardy throwing cuts to win. We've heard that before.
Music is literally still
It's like a mosh pit here. It's a concert. And the TNA Tag Team Championships now are officially underway here at Genesis. What the hell?
Jeff pointing to his ear.
Well, remember, it was Vincent that literally padlocked chained Jeff Hardy's ear to the ring post this past Thursday night on Impact.
Wow, Jeff Hardy literally took his earrings out.
About to say, you look at this face off here. Who's more crazier here, Vincent or Jeff Hardy?
Do I even want to know? Do I dare to compare?
About to say, is Vincent trying to reason with Jeff Hardy here? About to say, I literally pushed that lock through the gauge of Jeff Hardy's ear, folks. I kid you not. Haven't seen that since Will Nightingale was literally pierced to the ring post by Randy Shafir at Double or Nothing last year, and Anarchy in the Arena, let's not forget.
Didn't Randy Orton do that to Jeff or something with his piercing?
Screwdriver.
Yeah.
Inside the red crate. Okay, you are correct. I don't understand people that get their ears pierced like that with those gauging holes. I'll never understand why you would stretch your skin that far. Especially that sensitive skin. How sensitive your ears are and stretching them that far versus just having a tiny hole in it. What the fuck are you thinking?
I used to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 piercings.
I was born with holes in my ears, but I never got piercings. Again, folks, use hashtag TNA Genesis to be part of the conversation. And now Matt Hardy trying to pierce the skin and ear of Vincent the hard way. I mean, again, when you literally risk the Hardys' families or threaten them, you cross a line of no return.
Matt's already limping.
Oh!
He just tripped over.
A leg drop off the catapult into the second rope. Double team offense by the Hardys on Vincent as Dutch is now back up on the apron. Again, folks, the Hardys are not coming in at 100%. You were talking about Hardy lift. Let's not forget, it was Vincent that did a swanton bomb on Matt this past Thursday on Impact.
Vincent might be the demon that Jeff exalts. He always had personal demons. That might be the demon that was in his head, to be honest.
I'm about to say the demon right now is literally the righteous with their own dark cloud of orange sunshine awaiting us if they become the TNA Tag Team Championships. Poetry and motion, step up by Jeff on Matt. And again, right now, isolated Vincent to the Hardys right now. I mean, again, when you literally try to threaten the Hardys' legacy and their family all at once, I don't know how wise that is against these two. You said it before, though, Walter. These two men have seen everything. But how do you combat somebody that might be more stranger than you?
I have no idea, dude. If anybody, you would think that, especially for you would think you being that strange and being able to get in somebody's head is against the team like the righteous. Like they're even more twisted than you.
About to say, trying to twist his fate there as Matt Hardy might be looking to delete Vincent, but Dutch grabbing him from behind. Again, right now, charging after Vincent here, and Matt Hardy again going full on savage, it feels like. Doesn't even, oh! And Dutch dunking Matt Hardy with that clothesline on the apron.
That dude always freaks me out with that tongue.
Yeah, about to say it. Now the referee trying to get some control here. Good luck with that. The most sadistic colonel you'll ever see that never worked for KFC. If you've seen this man in a suit like I have.
In another universe, Jeff and Victor probably get along so well. They're literally mirror images of one another. Look at them.
Why do I feel like I need to see Willow and the Righteous together at this point?
Right?
Now, Matt Hardy now, again, eye to eye with Vincent. Tag made now to Dutch as Matt Hardy's been isolated in the Righteous corner. Again, folks, Tyler's going to his hands be a pinfall submission inside the ring. Count disqualification means nothing.
Somewhere in the deep forest in some compound that would work.
Again, the agile and dangerous heavyweight of the Righteous known as Dutch. Again, there's not a whole lot really known about these two either, let alone Dutch. The tap made to Vincent. Vincent, who literally left the kingdom to form his own unit with Dutch and, of course, formerly known as Vinny Marcel in Ring of Honor. Oh! Let the frontliner run into the cover, over the far leg, middle of the ring, gets a 2 count.
Could you imagine what Bray Wyatt could have done with the righteousness in his corner, man?
That would be beyond wild. And I think you'd be falling more than just buzzers there, Walter. Now, Jeff Hardy, of course, has his own 3 different faces, of course. And we've seen, of course, that lead guy. I forget his name in broken compound matches, and as I talked about before, the alter ego of Jeff Hardy, Willow. We cry, we laugh, we die.
He got Willow, he got Brother Nero. This dude is twisted himself.
About to say, which version is more obsolete?
Mm-hmm.
Get the midsection, open palm strike by Dutch here. Jeff Hardy, of course, who's been iconic, woken and broken his career. Also was a better version at one point, version 2.0 for those that remember.
The Righteous might bring every version out of Jeff and Matt.
Well, they might need to bring every version out here just to throw the Righteous off their game.
Because
Righteous been in full control since the get-go.
Might as well put them in the schizophrenic steel cage match.
Schizophrenic steel cage match. Why do I feel like that could actually become a gimmick in TNA wrestling now? It's like, don't touch the cage and you lose. It's like the reverse.
Every time they ram you into the steel cage, another personality comes out.
It's freaking more. That is more obscure than the reverse battle royal. What the fuck, Walter? I've never heard such a bizarre idea in my life. That is the definition of Stranger Things. This should be brought to you by Stranger Things. Screw Raw. The Feds screw that up. Up in the fireman's carry. And right now, from Facelock. Oh, just the face! Is that a turn of the tide to tonight for the TNA World Tag Team Championships? Critical moment for Matt Hardy to tag his brother Jeff into this match. And again, capacity crowd on hand here. At Genesis, Jeff Hardy out with the hand, ready for the tap. Matt Hardy staggers. Tammy to Vincent. Tammy to Jeff. Jeff Hardy now indeed legal. And again, TNA with Tag Titles hanging the balance. Manhattan drop, front face lock by Jeff Hardy, turning him down face first. Here's the cover, hook of the leg, and a kick out at two by Vincent.
Still haven't done enough.
Jeff Hardy right now, again, who literally has already had his piercing, even more pierced.
Is he trying to do the Sister Abigail? What is he doing?
Jeff Hardy trying to hook Vincent up in position. A little bit of payback. Looking to make him follow the buzzards.
Is he pulling at his earlobe? What is going on?
Yeah, it looks like a modified cravat here as we got a different position here. Not going for the Sister Abigail, but looks more like a chin hold.
I think Victor's biting his fingers. That's why he didn't do anything.
The boss say, oh, well, whatever the case, jumped up, boot to the side of the head, stopped that to his submission. Almost looked like a modified, like a cravat of sorts, while also restraining breathing.
That's unique. I don't think I've ever seen Jeff do that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for a Sister Abigail, but instead it was a backbreaker submission hold. Back hit the midsection again. Twist of fate, denied. Vincent pushed on the ropes. Blind time made the mat. 2-on-1 opportunity. Twist of fate. Plot twist! Cover to the retain kick out at two by Vincent.
The plot twist that was that he kicked out of it.
About to say, you think about what Vincent was trying to do, though, to apologize earlier for his actions.
That's just mind games.
Yeah, there's nothing logical about what the righteous do. And right now, Matt Hardy might be looking to delete this virus. Front face lock. The twist of face denied. Just a strength to the backslide. Oh, back elbow to the temple.
You don't play mind games with minds that are twisted at the Hardys.
Dutch picking the ankle of Matt Hardy, though. And again, hard bump for Matt Hardy, who again is still suffering from the Swanton bomb this past Thursday. Now, Dutch legal. And Hardy is still fighting back here. And meanwhile, what?
He hit him with the sound effect, pretty much.
A blindfold slam. And again, cheap shot to Jeff on the apron. I think that was also the Jeff's temple.
Big Boss Man would have been proud.
And Rogers right now in the driver's seat to win the TNA World Tag Team titles.
Why would you tag a man who was just getting beat down half the match back in when you're fresh?
Well, it's a 2-on-1 right now. They might be looking to take a page out of the Hardys playbook. As Judge right now with Matt in the front. You've got to be kidding me. No way. Twist the fate by Judge to Matt. And a swanton by Vincent. Because the righteous sees the tag titles using the Hardys playbook. Here's the cover. Hook the leg. And Jeff pulls Vincent out for the save.
Vincent pulled Matt rolled too close to the ropes.
Oh, and Jeff sent face first on the ring post. Again. Oh, man, Matt and Vincent collide in the middle of the ring. Good grief, this match has gone all sorts of ways of non-normal. The Dutch right now, what the hell is this man thinking? Dutch seeing Jeff Hardy. No, Dutch.
What's a cannonball onto Jeff?
The Hardy in a vulnerable position, and Dutch. Oh, and put a senton and crashed on the floor.
Nobody into the door.
Jesus, that looked horrible.
Nobody home.
Jeff Hardy avoiding catastrophe and certain destruction. Take a look at this, Walter. Golly.
Bro, he barely got out of the way.
But Dutch crashed and burned. Nothing between him and that concrete but a thin layer of padding on the floor. And right now, Vincent and Matt duking it out in the center. Big right hand, though, by Matt Hardy. Clocks Vincent. And Matt Hardy again, though. Stagger still on his feet, though. The legacy of the Hardys refused to die here. Wants to live forever. Once again, looking for the twist of fate. Vincent pushed Matt off, though. And now Vincent again trying to back off Matt Hardy. Different. What? Dutch got the mic. Is that what we wanted? The hell is he talking about? We want to hurt?
I think he's trying to bring a different out of Jack.
What the hell does that mean?
They're playing mind games.
We want to hurt. Well, I mean, ask ye shall receive. Twist of fate to the righteous. If the righteous wants to hurt, the Hardys are happy to oblige with their extreme antics.
Why is Dutch just sitting there? Get up and help.
He barely can move. Jeff Hardy, though, swats to Bob. However, the Hardys retain.
I got that wrong.
Through this mental cycle of warfare and torture. I have no idea what the hell that meant. We want to hurt.
He's not letting
letting
Carlos get to the tag title.
That was the most bizarre way to accept a defeat I have ever seen.
I think Charles is on to something. We're going to see an Ultimate Deletion match.
You see Dutch right now holding the TNA Tag Team Championships. The Hardys as perplexed as we are. He's trying to take the towels, or is he trying to give them?
I think the Righteous are kind of trying to recruit the Hardys. Is that what I'm so get at this?
I don't even know what to think right now.
Are they like trying to get the Hardys on their side? Do you want to see a broken Righteous?
A seriously strange outlook here tonight at Genesis, as the Hardys are still TNA Tag Team Champions, which I guess is the most normal thing you could say about this first time ever tag encounter. With Dutch's final matches prior to the finish, we want to hurt. I don't know if they want to hurt physically, mentally, emotionally, or psychologically. Either way, the Hardys are still TNA Tag Team Champions. But you see Dutch with that smile on his face and Vincent laughing. Dutch returning the titles to the Hardys. You almost feel like that the Righteous won the battle, even though maybe the Hardys won the wars at the reverse. I have no idea what to make of this.
I think vice versa, bro. I think this is far from over, Noah.
And I think you're right. It's a confusing moment right now. But to your point, the night's also still far from over. Of course, we still have our main event to come tonight, Texas Death Match. Mike Santana versus Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Championship. And the Collier's shot holder, Nick Nemeth, is the special referee. Regardless, the Hardys will continue forward in this new beginning for now as the tag team champions of TNA Wrestling. Of course, Leon Slater, stuck in his home country of England here, was supposed to be out here to defend the X Division Championship. Of course, we did see Leon Slater recently on WWE SmackDown challenging Carmelo Hayes for the WWE United States Championship. Accepting the open challenge, as Carmelo Hayes called out one of the UK's best, and the young OG from the UK at 21 was having to oblige as Carmelo Hayes with that avalanche cutter out of the corner. The same way he won the title from the Dragunov, prevailed over the X Division champion. And you can't blame Leon Slater pursuing the opportunities that he's had in his young career so far, Walter.
Oh, hell no, you can't blame him. And Javon are on the upward trajectory.
Again, as TNA faithful, I'm frustrated and a little upset that I don't see the cornerstone of TNA, the brand that has defined a division with no limits here tonight, with the X Division Championship on the line. But it looks like he has a message to us.
youngest ever X Division champion.
Of course, the youngest ever X Division champion.
Apologize to you, man, for me not being able to be at AMC for me on Thursday. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be with you guys tonight for the Genesis. I'm sending this out of my control. I'm sending this out of TNA management's control. But I do want to say,
These international superstars do have issues with boarding planes and customs and everything.
Yeah, that's true. First, Bruce Alexander goes. He will make sure those two guys will get their shot as soon as he's back. They got Genesis to remember. Well, I commend Leon Slater for that because it sounds like regardless, we are going to get Moose and Cedric Alexander challenging Leon Slater for the X Division Championship, as that was originally what was on the card tonight.
I was looking forward to this though, but whatever.
Well, I mean, again, we do have this brilliant triple threat as we believe we will appreciate the return of Joe Hendry as we now have two former TNA World Champions here tonight against the prime Cedric Alexander. The first of ever these three men collide tonight at Genesis.
Say his name.
Years, I believe in Joe Hendry.
I
Believe in Joe Hendry. Do you believe? Not as I said that.
United Canada and
Okay, I'm a little bit happy, I guess. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry and teammate makes sense. I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, man. Last year, Walter, it was Joe Hendry that became the viral sensation of the professional wrestling world, and he rose to where he belonged as TNA World Champion at this very stage, beating Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship and moving on to showcase it in NXT, in the Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania, before becoming an NXT superstar.
So weird. This is NXT's Joe Hendry and TNA.
Again, Joe Hendry, though, who has been making the world believe for the last 16 plus years of his illustrious career, where everyone truly believes. You almost could literally call this a homecoming of sorts for the most motivational man.
The lights went out.
Which means it's time for Cedric Alexander to enter in. And people saying their thoughts regarding the Righteous match. Darren still disrespect. Shout out to Darren G. Good to see him in the chat. But Righteous should have won that, just in my opinion. And again, Charles, I do agree. Him and Kamel Case did have an awesome match.
I did think the Righteous was going to win, but you got to remember, that's only their first match in TNA. That's their first.
Yeah, you're right. I'll give you that. You're right. And of course, Alexander joined TNA last year prior to Slammiversary and has already challenged Leon Slater for the X Division Championship. Once known as the Heart and Soul at 205 Live, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion. And again, Cedric Alexander's got to have the most pressure on him here as he is in the ring with two former TNA World Champions and the former X Division Champion.
Yeah, and Joe Hendry and him got no love lost between them. Moose and Hendry, most of 2025 are going at it. The system and Joe Hendry.
I'll say, when freaking Joe Hendry was digital media champion, he's the one that, of course, brought out the comedy side of Moose when Dancing Moose was born. At that Hard to Kill, Moose beat Joe Hendry, and the decision was reversed when Santana Marella was introduced as the Director of Authority. Moose has never beaten Joe Hendry since.
Moose.
The face of the franchise, former TNA World Champion, TNA Heavyweight Champion, TNA X Division Champion, Impact Grand Champion, former NFL linebacker who left football to become a professional wrestler, and of course the man that challenged Olafemi for the NXT Championship last year at Roadblock. And of course, the guy that's literally ran TNA since those last was brought to life with the system. And now, of course, this year we wonder what's next for Moose. It's now time to start building momentum, maybe towards TNA Gold once again. Remember, Moose wanted to put the TNA X Division Championship more over than the TNA World Championship. And based on the history the X Division title made while he was holding it, with Leon to become the youngest X Division champion in TNA history, it's hard to argue.
I did like the way the custom way he made the X title.
Triple threat matchup, of course. There are no counts. There are no disqualifications. First pinfall submission inside the ring will win this unique first time ever contest.
You got Cedric, the underdog, out of L1-3.
And you see the CEO, Leonard Asper of Evan Sports and Entertainment, taking the action alongside Carlos Silva here tonight at TNA Genesis, the first pay-per-view of the new era of TNA on AMC.
Bell rings.
And right here, of course, we continue where we left off from this past Thursday on TNA TV to pay-per-view. TNA faithful, of course, chanting "We Believe."
Good luck with the crowd, man. They're cheering.
That pump kick here, of course, Moose has the size and power advantage. Of course, 250 pounds. DDT! A pure motivation, though. You can't really measure that attribute, Walter. The side step by Joe Hendry, so Alexander on the apron. Joe Hendry, of course, coming off that win against Dark States. Dion Lennox, no disqualification match this past year as NXT. Nice DDT taken by Sir Alexander. And of course, Cedric. Drop kick! Jesus!
You almost took Cedric off, dude.
The 5-tool athlete that Moose is with a beautiful drop kick. And right now, Joe Hendry up and around, taking T. Harris to Moose. Crab Leslie being shown here. They're going by all three of these men here. And right now, Joe Hendry catching Cedric Alexander. About 250 pounds of pure motivation on display with the faraway throw. And right now, wait for it. Hey, Walter. Oh, you know what? It's been a long time since I've said that. And Joe Hendry lands on the apron. Now Cedric
it just looks better than the yellow ropes, huh?
And it does feel a little bit weird, but you know, it's Genesis. Oh God! Power bomb on the apron by Moose. And Joe Hendry with a power bomb of Moose on the apron.
Well, one good power bomb deserves another, Noah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unwritten rule in wrestling, right?
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, look at the replay here. Wait, Sir Alexander, though. Lopez suicide weapon, Joe Hendry on the outside.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, man, you can't take your second off. You can't take your eyes off anybody here for a second. Joe Hendry, no Irish whip. Sends Cedric hard into the steel ring steps. This is total nonstop action. This is what TNA is all about. There's no count out to Moose. Oh, God! Ooh! Up and over, back body drop, tailbone first, into the steel ring steps goes Moose, courtesy of Joe Hendry. And of course, Moose coming off challenging Ollie Page for the NXT North American Championship at NXT New Year's Evil. Golly. Take a look at the replay here, Walter. Take a look at this. Oh, my God.
You saw the way Moose landed on that stair?
Yeah, that lower tailbone here in, wait a minute. That back injuries. We talk about the history of back injuries. Let's not forget Moose has had a history of back injuries. And right now, Alicia Edwards and officials and staff and even the president, Carlos Silva, checking on Moose here.
Did he throw the X up?
I think he did. I think Moose was legitimately injured here, folks. Oh, no. This might be a bit of a premature conclusion, as action has completely stopped here, and Moose is right now unable to even get up on his own two knees.
Come on, Moose.
Look, no matter how you feel about a wrestling company, you never want to see an athlete injured on air or in this business. Joe Hendry and Alexander completely stopped again, folks. If you're watching the replay here, oh, God.
Oh, my God. He welts. He did welt. I think ref's giving Joe Hendry some turn it one-on-one. He's giving him some instructions.
But yeah, I think at this point it's going to turn into a one-on-one match here. I mean, again, these men were booked tonight, and actually got to continue here. We need a winner. So in the meantime, we are still cover here and roll up by Cedric gets a 2 count. Again, Luce is okay. Get to the midsection, hoist it up, going for the Olympic sandwich out of Kurt Angle. Arm drag takeover by Sir Alexander. Now Joe Hendry and Cedric rebound. German suplex here. Actually continuing once again, picking up speed here by the former Heart and Soul 205 Live, the Prime. Running in with the forearm strike. And at the end of the day, Walter, it's still TNA versus NXT. Oh, drop kick to the side of the head. Very somber
right
here, though.
With the roles reversed.
Yeah, I was about to say, no one's going to, put any hate on the Fed here because we all believe in Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
Critical opportunity here as Team Morella did say Cedric will still get a chance at the SG Championship as Leon Slater. That's Olympic slam there by Joe Hendry. Now looking for the cover. Inside leg hooked and a 2 count now being applied. Yeah, you see Medical and the president, Alicia, still checking on the outside. Joe Hendry also showing concern. To your point, Walter, a lot of Moose's career and a lot of Joe Hendry's upper trajectory was defined by each other during the duration of 2023. Yeah, boot right there by Cedric. Izaguri turns Joe Hendry around. Now Cedric up to the second row. Cedric still trying to fight here against the former TNA World Champion and longest reigning digital media champion. And the power of Joe Hendry on play here. Oh, catch the head, inside cradle, gets a 2 count. Now Cedric, oh! Missing Michael driver in the collar! Kick out by Joe Hendry at 2. Yeah, so Alexander knows he has the advantage again. Cedric still looking over. Concern being shown here for the Supreme Wrestling God here. And Walter, it looks like even the wind's been taking out your sails right now. You don't know what to think.
I doubt, but you know me, I'm multitask.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you do multitask 24/7, 365 all the time. Joe Hendry and Sir Alexander laughing his chest here tonight. I mean, if there is bad blood, regardless, you got to neutralize it for the time being. Whether it's NXT versus TNA or Moose versus Joe Hendry or Sir Alexander versus the System, a swing and a miss here. Boom, man, collided, both men down the middle of the ring. Granted, both these men focusing on the action inside, competing against one another, while we still wonder the state of Moose on the outside and the crowd trying to wheel Moose on. And Sir Alexander, of course, hasn't been part of TNA here for a full calendar year.
Moose is to his feet.
And again, Moose does not want to leave this match without a fighter brought into it. You see Cedric and Joe scouting Moose. Look at them. Look at Moose's face.
He said, let's go.
I admire the will and the pride, but I don't know how wise this is. Now, Hendry and Cedric both trying to take Moose on, and Moose blew his way back up to his feet. Oh, and a headbutt. And Moose hooking Joe Hendry for a Uranagi. Still got a small back. And a senton. And a tip up. How the hell is Moose doing this?
I have no idea, but he searched from straight from another galaxy.
If I was to say, it almost feels like he's trying to rearrange his spine with these moves. Runs in, and against Cedric gets the boots up. This is incredible. Moose, drop kick. Are you kidding me? Credit where it's due for the heart and soul of the face of the franchise, fighting through pain here tonight at Genesis. Joe Hendry, though, front face lock. And Moose hoisted up, still finding back. I can imagine how much his back is screaming in pain. Again, Joe Hendry able to hoist up Moose.
The thing is, Moose's power is pretty much going to be voided with a back injury, man. That's so devastating.
Yeah, think about how that affects your core as well. Not only can Moose maybe not lift it, he probably ain't breathing properly. And
Can't
Joe Hendry hoisting up Moose.
Take his 6'4" frame and stand up straight, to be honest.
He hasn't stood up straight since being back inside the ring, to be fair, though, Walter. He's been doing nothing but grab in the small of his spine.
Mm-hmm.
Now trying to fight through pain here, putting Joe Hendry up on the top turnbuckle. You almost wonder if he may have put a vertebrae out of place.
Is he going for a gut wrench? Oh, no, he's going to go for that hurricane. He does.
I sense disaster.
A superplex. But don't forget, Cedric's on the other side.
Superplex! God! Rose right through Joe Hendry, though, hoisting up Moose. This is madness! Stalin Virgil drop! Frog splash! But Cedric on the air, cover, press the far leg, no!
I told you, don't forget Cedric was strict on the other turnbuckle.
Holy hell, you gotta be kidding me.
These three are bringing it. I didn't expect this.
This is what TNA is all about. It was counter for counter for counter, power move for power move for power move. Alexander with a great poise to go in for the splash out of the fat, being the whole damn show for a near fall. And
The
not
weak
gonna
link
stop
now,
myself.
I thought I'd never say this in a match, but the weak link now is Moose just attacking back right now.
And right now, notice again, Moose still favoring his back, unable to stand up straight, trying to run inside to Mr. Alexander. Back first goes Moose the turnbuckle, goes trying to hoist Cedric up and over, lands on the apron. Oh, catching Moose with an instant gurry.
So he barely picked up Cedric.
But meanwhile, Cedric might go to hell! Flashy with the powerbomb by Moose to cover. Shoulders are down. Now the shoulders are down. 2 count kick out.
That slight hesitation and not having the shoulders down might have saved him. But Moose
again,
couldn't
though.
effectively pin either. Look.
Yeah, take a look at the replay to your point. Look at the way his boot was underneath the left shoulder of Cedric at first. That man gives Cedric the moment he needed to kick out of that hole. Oh, but palm strikes here. You think about everything Moose has accomplished here since being part of TNA since 2017. Remember, this man was first brought in with the miracle Mike Bennett as an enforcer.
This is your site, Noah.
I'm about to say, do you believe? Knife edge chop here. Do you believe or do you trust the system? And Moose right now trying to pick up speed off the ropes. Joe Hendry, pop-up powerbomb! Devastation, cover 2, no! How the hell is Moose still fighting in this?
So, I don't know where you got that strength from.
Sir Alexander nowhere to be found by the way to break up that cover. That was just pure will by Moose to kick out of that powerbomb. Again, how motivated is Joe Hendry to be home tonight, back home tonight in TNA? And yeah, well, I don't think Sarah believes. Step by driver! Cover from Xander! Kick out to by Joe Hendry. Can that go though? Immediately transition into the STF crossface. Great awareness of Mr. Alexander, the bridge of the nose, that S-grip. Come as the Freeman of Joe Hendry. Left arm trapped between the legs. Joe Hendry nowhere to go. Will Joe Hendry tap? Do you believe in the prime of TNA? Now reaching back even harder. Hendry trying to fight through, trying to find an escape. Again, he's the wrenching. I was saying, look at the way Circus wrenching back on the head. Now, wait a minute, Moose, though, preventing Joe Hendry from tapping out. And Big Right again breaking up that hold.
If he was actually going to tap.
I still don't understand how Moose is even fighting still in this match.
While
grabbing his back practically the entire time.
He can't even put power behind these punches. Look.
Again, if this is what TNA is all about, Moose is going to prove it. And now Moose going to Cedric for the Uranagi. Cedric with the roll through, though. Shoulders down, both legs up. Kick at it, too, by Moose. Moose staying in this fight. Sunset flip reversal. Cedric with the high stack cover. Now hoisting up Moose. Alexander! You got to be kidding me. Touch the arms! Style Clash connects!
Why is everyone doing style clashes?
Because it's phenomenal! Cover! 2! No!
But you're making the move look weak if you're not going to finish people with it.
Here it makes more sense, though, for 2 reasons, Walter. AJ Styles was the first ever X Division champion. And when it came to TNA, this was the house that AJ Styles built.
Yeah, it truly was. There was nothing more synonymous with those 3 letters than AJ.
You can say what you want about Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Double J, Jeff Jarrett, Madness, even to a degree. The Icon Sting, Kurt Angle. Nobody, and I mean nobody, defines TNA more than the phenomenal AJ Styles. And you see right now, Sir Alexander trying to light things up here tonight. And again, Moose still refusing to leave his feet. Now, set up the ropes. Oh, resident boot. So they're trying to pick up speed again. And watch out where Moose having a lariat.
He landed on his neck.
And again, Moose, though, still not completely down, though. Cedric, though, might see Moose from position off the second rope. Oh, coming out a spear! Back press. Hook the front leg. No! Are you fucking kidding me? This is the biggest comeback from behind that we'll ever see as of late in TNA wrestling. If Moose
Bro, if Moose wins, that'll be an ultimate come from behind.
Moose should be the freaking TNA champion. Blake.
Wouldn't be the first time.
And of course, Moose has been on a losing streak as of late. So imagine Moose starting the new year, the new era off with this win, looking for the spear, but unable to follow through with the damage done to the back. And right now might be signed for Cedric. Lumbar check! Backstab over the knees, but Joe Hendry looking up Cedric for a standing ovation! Hendry with the cover! Joe Hendry wins!
Why would Joe Hendry, who's from NXT, win this match?
Unbelievable!
I would never thought I'd say this. I'm a little disappointed that it's Joe Hendry that won this. No, I know you're going to get what, but
I believe this is a huge upset in the making. Take a look at the replay here. Sid Alexander off the same rope for a springboard cutter. Moose come out midair with the spear. Was able to kick out, and then Cedric finally hit the lumbar check on Moose who rolled the outside, while Joe Hendry came back inside. And as soon as Cedric turned around, he believed he got caught by a standing ovation. And Joe Hendry is once again motivating the masses here tonight in TNA wrestling.
this got WWE politics written all over it. You got to make our guy look strong.
I mean, again, you can say what you want, as some fans of the audience will agree with you, but there's a reason why Joe Hendry has been believed by both TNA and NXT. It might be a brighter year to come for Joe Hendry in and out of TNA wrestling, I believe. 1 year later, returning to the stage that ushered in his biggest, brightest new beginning in his wrestling career.
Look over your shoulder before the lights go on birthday attacks you.
I'm about to say, I don't know what to think about that. Well, the TNA faithful still believe in Joe Hendry to a degree, as Joe Hendry will return to NXT.
Side to side. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Sometimes, Walter, when you currently aren't succeeding where you're at, you have to go home and find yourself. And Joe Hendry did that tonight.
Good for him, though. I was just worried about Moose, man.
And of course, we know that Moose and Cedric Center will get their shot at the TNA SMG Championship as soon as Leon Slater is back home.
Well, now he can say he deserves a shot, right?
I mean, you know, if the jury is out, you kind of got a point there.
I want to be in this Feast of Fire match. That's what I'm very curious about.
And of course, we know Mustafa Ali will go one-on-one with Jeff Hardy. That and so much more for TNA Thursday Night Impact. All new this Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we usher in the new era of TNA wrestling.
You get there's an X Division title shot in there. There is a World Heavyweight title shot, and then a fire, right?
That's correct. And of course, TNA's nonstop schedule live will continue through Albuquerque, New Mexico. Live Thursday, January 22nd. And of course, following tapings will be Friday, January 23rd. And then, of course, you see the Mega on Sale coming up. And of course, our nonstop schedule TNA coverage. No Surrender, Nashville, Tennessee from the Pinnacle, February 13th. New Orleans, Louisiana will be home to Sacrifice from the Alario Center, March 27th. As we keep you in tune for the biggest shows, pay-per-views and PLEs across all things wrestling, AEW, TNA, NXT, WWE, ROH, Independence, and more, as we now go towards the Director of Authority before our main event. Here is Santino Marella. And I gotta say, Walter, to your point, Genesis has been quite a unique show tonight.
So they go back home, right? Nashville was freaking home of TNA originally.
Let's go ahead and see what's on the mind of Santino Marella, who might be much more of a chipper mood here.
I like that badge. I get it from TNA show.
The respect Director of Authority.
I should be the director of SRS. I should buy it and send it to you because you direct. We're all the yahoos that get off track, and you got to keep us on track. So you need the badge.
No. About to say, it looks like they're going to do the predictions here real quick with the kickoff panel. So, folks, again, as we prepare for this main event, let's go ahead and bring people up to speed. Flop Dower did beat Rich Swann in our opener. Rich Swann got a cricket win over Marcel Day. Probably will still never get a date. Let's call it what it is. Elijah, unfortunately, might sustain another injury thanks to the Order 4. Wearing the guitar across his back, as Mustafa Ali did get, once again, the victory. We saw the Righteous asked to be hurt, and the Hardys are still the TNA World Tag Team champions. In the most emotional match of the night, JDC and Eddie Edwards left it all out there on the table in singles action, as Eddie Edwards did beat JDC, and we thank JDC for his professional wrestling career of 26 years. In a battle of spirits, Layling Lee defended the TNA World Championship successfully against NXT's Zarya, and we just saw Joe Hendry return home tonight and beat Cedric Alexander and Moose, who fought through with a compromised back. On a night that has ups and downs, I hope you've all enjoyed. Please let's go comment and tell a friend as we get ready for our main event, the Texas Demo. Before we get there, Daria is about to speak and handle business.
Shut up when I'm talking.
Daria.
And shut up when I'm talking. I don't think that's
You're taking a page out of Miz. You know, my hand goes up.
So he's got a suit.
Your prediction. No, we need to speed this up and get to the main.
Daria's face with his speed things up and get to the main event. When saying her to shut that up. Production, bro, the tape.
The crowd telling her how they feel, telling her to shut the F up.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Daria. I like the fact she's like, screw that, let's get to the wrestling. I like this authority figure. Plus, I can always respect somebody that knows how to wear a suit. That being said, folks, it is time for our main event here tonight at TNA Genesis for the TNA World Championship. Mike Santana, who just won the gold Thursday night, will defend it against the former champion he took it from, Frankie Kazarian. And the special guest referee for this match is the Collier Shot Gauntlet sole holder, Nick Nemeth. We might have, honestly, Walter, we might have 3 TNA World Champions by the end of tonight.
And right.
And of course, let's remind folks of the rules. In this Texas Death Match, you have to be put down via pinfall submission first, and then you cannot answer a standing count of 10. And that person who fails to do that, the other one, will be the winner. Again, you spoke verbatim about how important you think this match is, not only to you as a fan of TNA, but the value of the TNA World Championship and what you believe Mike Santana can be as the standard, Walter. So why don't you go ahead and get your final thoughts out here before this match gets underway?
I'm feeling really iffy about that. Nick Nemeth has all the power in his hand. He literally is the ref, and he's call your shot trophy holder. So does he turn in the trophy to himself? Like, there's so much unknown X factors that I'm a little worried about this.
Yeah, well,
again, the rules. There you go. You went over them. Now TNA's showing them.
Well, again, folks, no disqualifications. You have to be pinned or forced to submit, and then you have to answer the standing count of 10 unable, and you will hold on to it. Tell the tape here, same height, virtually same weight, 10-pound difference. Mike Santana, of course, who spun the block 3 times to regain this title, while Frankie Kazarian looked to fade the block once again. Mike Santana's run. Former 5-time TNA X Division champion, while Mike Santana is a former 4-time TNA World Tag Team champion. It's main event time at TNA Genesis.
The wanted man. Let me go put my phone in charge.
Of course, the wanted man came in last year in Genesis as the TNA World Champion and lost that title to Joe Hendry. And of course, Nick Nemeth still holding the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. He won that at Bound for Glory alongside Frank Kazarian, where they were both co-holders of that opportunity. Frank Kazarian is the only one who cashed in on it, though, after NXT Outcast injured Mike Santana after a match that allowed Frank Kazarian to get the advantage that night and launch Carlos Silva's private investigation. And of course, the Call Your Shot works much like the Money in the Bank vote. You can call your shot anytime for any title that you want here in TNA. Previously won by Rhino, Eddie Edwards, and Moose. And yes, Kazarian, thank you for that, my brother. As well as Jordan Grace, the only knockout to win that Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. As Nick Nemeth looks to kick off the new era of TNA, the most wanted in TNA wrestling. As here comes the clown of TNA wrestling, Kazarian. I said what I said. JJ's not here. Don't care if he doesn't like it. See if he goes one more time. We're going to once again walk in as TNA World Champion. This TNA original that took over 20 years to finally win his first TNA World title, his first TNA big one. And of course, Kazarian, this guy will take every sort of influence that he can, every sort of advantage and underhanded tactic that he can to win the TNA World Championship once again.
I don't know how many shortcuts he can take when Nick Nemeth's the referee.
I'm about to say, do you think that Nick Nemeth and Kazarian will work together at all to neutralize Mike Santana and turn this to an account for themselves? Does Nick Nemeth have a favored man he would like to take the title from in this match? Let's not forget, Walter, in Bound for Glory 2024, Frank Kazarian was the Call Your Shot Gauntlet holder and special guest referee for Nick Nemeth versus Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship. And guess what? He tried to call a shot during that match, and JBL took his damn head off.
Nick Nemeth took a page out of Shawn Michaels with the damn referee outfit.
And here comes your boy, ready for war, the realest man in the room, and the TNA World Champion, Mike Santana, through the people.
New York's own.
Of course, you could relate, man. Talk about somebody that overcame his demons, lead as a father figure, find themselves once more, put in the work to get everything that they earn versus what people might think they deserve. And of course, coming back here at Rebellion, as I talked about in 2023, of course, to become a singles wrestler versus being a tag team specialist in LAX. Walking into battle tonight against Frank Kazarian, as these men are now 1-1 against each other. This will be the third ever singles encounter. The TNA World Championship, again, going all the way back to a lineage and a legacy that defines itself. Samoa Joe, Sting, Bobby Roode, leader of the Selfish Generation, James Storm, Bobby Lashley, Eddie Edwards, Josh Alexander, who was the last standard of TNA wrestling and the longest reigning TNA World Champion in this company's history. Being an I Quit match, of course, as I talked about at Genesis, sending Josh Alexander out of TNA as Josh Alexander patched the torch of being the standard to Mike Santana. And we talk about, again, how many violent wars Mike Santana has been through, including concrete jungles and street fights.
He's been through hell and back, personal life, it's professional life, everything.
No, I don't get why these guys are in the main event. With all due respect, this is the best TNA can do. Well, right now, this is the best that TNA has at this point. And again, Nick Nemeth and Frank Kazarian are former TNA World Champions. And Nick Nemeth walked in here last year as the main event. And Frank Kazarian, he wanted his rematch. Santana Marella, he demanded that it happens here tonight under extreme means. And Mike Santana wants to be the new standard. It's one of those things you got to take a chance on someone new versus relying on somebody that's old. And I think you're just a man of opinion. I respect you for that. Mackenzie Mitchell, take it away with the introductions.
I personally love Santana.
And of course, we talk about the challenger first. A man once called the future and one of the closest friends, two friends here of the Super Reliable Studios. Call him a clown, call him a king, call him whatever you want. His name is Frankie Kazarian, 48 years of age, 6'1", 216 pounds, 27 years involved in the game, trained by Killer Kowalski.
What I don't get, what I would give you is, why did you book this match on Thursday? You were just going to do it again on Saturday.
I think it was a desperate call there, honestly. Mike Santana, 34 years of age, 5'10", 198 pounds, involved in this game for 18 years, trained by Magic, encouraged by the likes of Conan, of course, previous member of LAX. Edith Bliss.
Where the rest of the sports, Nick?
And of course, Nick Nemeth, again, former TNA World Champion, walked into the event last year and lost it to Joe Hendry. Of course, earning this title against Kazarian. Let's not forget the previous year at Slammiversary when they were the last two men in that six-pack challenge. As you see, Nick Nemeth holding up the cornerstone now. That is the TNA World Championship. The symbol
That's got at one point or another.
I'm about to say, like I said, by the night, we might get 3 TNA World Champions here. It's a very dangerous situation here for all three of them, being perfectly honest here. The bell rings, we're underway, and we're starting off fast out of the gates as Kazarian goes the outside.
Well, there ain't no rules.
But I mean, again, do you try and adapt to the aggression, or do you try to slow down the aggression? We know that Mike Santana is going to come in that's hot. And the hardest part of this match is how you're going to initiate a 10 count when you got to literally pin or submit your opponent first.
Yeah, you want to wear them out so that they don't enter a 10, because not only do you have to get a 3 or submission, they got to also not enter a 10.
Oh.
Kind of a mix of a last man standing and a normal man.
And Mike Santana off the ropes, catching Kazarian with that super kick. You got to also consider if Nick Nemeth's going to show any bias here against these two men. Up and over. Kazarian lands on the apron. Back elbow strike by Mike Santana. And you also talk about the wear and tear. How about the wear and tear of both these men from just competing against each other this past Thursday on Impact, Walt? How much does that come into play? About 48 hours ago, we saw these two men go to war over the TNA World Championship. As Kazarian might be looking to send Mike Santana fade to black. Santana, though, hooking up Kazarian, pausing for a tombstone on the apron. Santana, went for the PK. Oh, man! And Kazarian connecting with that smooth leg kick, dropping Santana face first in the apron. Again, there are no countouts, no disqualifications.
You're only limited by your own imagination.
And you're also possibly limited by what Nick Nemeth will allow you to do. How much is the referee going to involve themselves in this, outside what they're supposed to do? Kazarian,
technically count to 13, pretty much.
And indeed, chair in the midsection, excuse me. Last time we saw a Texas Deathmatch here in Texas, I can remember, was Bully Ray versus Ethan Carter III. We've also seen Texas Deathmatch with the likes of the Virtuoso Perazo versus Mickey James over the TNA Knockouts World Championship. That's agility there by Kazarian. That's Santana lunging off them steps with that lariat.
That was a hell of agility by Frankie. He's been in the game for so long, too.
In a series of events, of course, that Mike Santana should have been involved in Slammiversary Six-Pack Challenge in 2024 with Nick Nemeth and Kazarian, but it was Moose and JDC that considered him the biggest threat to Moose's then TNA World Championship. It almost makes you wonder if it wasn't for Trick Williams, who was a flop of a TNA World Champion. Would Mike Santana been TNA World Champion at that Slammiversary? Is he involved in that night?
That's a good question.
Oh, the big boot by Kazarian. Again, folks, if the comparator cannot stand by the count of 10 after a decision is rendered on them previously, then they will lose the TNA World Championship, and we will have our winner. Santana right now with the chair while Kazarian is wedged between the guardrails here. Oh, this ain't going to end well.
That's not a good place for Frankie.
And Santana right now might be taking a little bit of time here, listening to the people. Kazarian in full position, step up, cannonball, squishing Kazarian.
Oh, Frankie!
How about picking up a 6-10 split?
He might not even be able to answer a 10 count now if he wanted to start it.
Well, again, McNevith, he can only continue the match. He cannot stop it. Let's keep that in mind. There's a cover on the outside, falls count anywhere, and a 2 count. So far, Nick Nemeth has shown no biased nature here in this bout.
He kept saying he was going to call it down the middle. He kept showing that.
But again, how much does play the advantage of Nick Nemeth? Knowing if these two beat the crap out of each other, it makes him a more vulnerable target to call his shot. How much is that playing in the mind of Nick Nemeth here tonight?
Probably a lot.
Again, Santana and Kazarian and Nemeth fighting amongst the TNA faithful and the NXT casuals here in the Curtis Caldwell Center. Or the WWE.
Glad he's not walking around with the trophy in his hand right now.
Probably the W casuals here to a degree. Oh, face first goes Mike Santana into that trash can. You think about the fact that last time we saw the TNA World Championship on pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, half the audience left the building. Crowd on hand here tonight in full, though, for these three men. And the only thing that limits you here is your imagination right now. A knife-edge shot by Santana Kazarian, and a big shot there by Kazarian as all three of these men are amongst the TNA faithful, the NXT and WWE Cavs on the outside. Santana going up to the higher levels. What the hell is this? I'll say, this is what you need. This is what happens when you go to TNA Wrestling Live. Oh! Get more of an interactive experience, unlike other places.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is Kazarian? Again, this is really dangerous here because there's nothing out there but concrete. Might be looking for a superplex.
There is no protectiveness. There's no mat, nothing.
Again, this is a very precarious situation here. A big headbutt by Santana to Kazarian. And now Mike Santana scouting Kazarian. Does a big axe handle. Wiping out Kazarian and himself.
He landed a little short, man.
And about to say, I'm not sure if that benefited either man on that part. A referee Nick Nemeth checking on both champion and challenger here. So now what?
See, Frankie's just trying to get away from him, so he's putting obstacles in the way.
And by the say, at this point now, she's just trying to set up an advantage, an opportunity with the concrete around this building. We're going all the way backstage here, folks. The back hallway. Irish whip.
Did the fall have to take place in the ring?
No, it's falls counts anywhere.
Okay.
And again, driving my Santana's spine into that giant steel door.
Frankie looking to take the trash out.
And now with a trash can in hand. Oh! Across the spine. And again, there's nothing out there but concrete and steel, to your point, Walter.
Mm-hmm. That's literally a garage door there.
And again, Nick Nemeth just allowing anarchy to take over.
Hey, man, he's only there for one job.
Again, there's no counts, there's no disqualifications. The only way to win is to pin or submit your opponent and then make sure they do not answer a count of 10. Scoops them on the concrete floor. And there's a cover. Again, there's two counts.
If you think about it, the more these two do to each other, the more that benefits Nick if he wants to cash in, because then either one will be super hurt. And this is perfect opportunity.
Again, I also encourage you folks, please, if you haven't already, pursue the opportunity to attend the GCW Collective in Las Vegas. Shout out to our friends covering GCW tonight and tomorrow. And again, go check out Potter Mania and all women's wrestling showcase that will be in Las Vegas. Get your tickets today. Potter Mania. Follow them on the X, part of the GCW Collective this year. And follow Ed, who is the booker. Shout out to Ed, of course, who was part of our Simple Studios Shenanigans podcast, by the way. You can follow Edward Laredo on the X at Ed in San Antonio. And you can also follow Potter Mania there, so support women's wrestling today. And right now, you see Kazarian doing everything he can to restore power to himself in TNA. Almost feels like he may have hurt his wrist there. Of course, you talk about the heartbreak and Slammiversary in New York when Trick Williams gave the worst main event recently in TNA wrestling history. And both of these men right now swing for the fences with these steel chairs. Get to the midsection there. And Kazarian waylaying the back of Mike Santana. The fact that Frankie Kazarian believes we're only here because of him shows how egotistical this man is versus all ego even Page. And right now, Frankie Kazarian with bad intentions, 2 steel chairs, some on the outside. And to your point, I do wonder if Carlos Silva trusts his Frankie Kazarian to actually lead TNA. Might be looking for Fade to Black on 2 steel chairs on the outside. Santana fine bat though. Big pump kick, head first of an over goes Kazarian on those chairs. So far, Mike Santana's had an answer for most of Kazarian's attack here. And what's on the Mike Santana right now? Those steel chairs in play, and Santana hoisted. Oh dear God, this is dangerous. Oh no. Go, man! Tombstone punch through the chairs!
Ow.
Santana with the cover! Slow count! 3 count apply to Kazarian! And now the 10 count can start!
This is the weirdest rule ever.
Frankie Kazarian has until the rest count of 10 to get back up on his feet, or he loses. Up to 6. Count of 7. Count of 8. Will Santana retain? Count of 9. Well, Kazarian just gets up.
He technically got both feet up.
Again, as long as the ref sees your 10 count, your feet up before the 10 count, you are verbally up on your feet. That stops it. I do have to say, though, did Nick never believe was a little slow on that pinfall count and that 10 count there, though? Oh, gosh.
I don't think so. At the end of the 10 count, he got a little slow, but that 3 count was normal.
And about there, we see right now Kazarian shedding red as he was tombstone pile drive head first, folks, on the basis of those 2 steel chairs that split between his head, face to Mike Santana. Now, Santana said the lumber on the outside, but does not have a dumb Slim Jim logo on it. So far, to Nick Nemeth's credit, to Walter's point, he has been a very count down the middle official, and he's also not been involved here. And that is the art of officiating, being a non-factor. You are there to count the decision.
It's because it benefits him either way. He won't care. Well, he had no choice but to call it down the middle. Why would he care?
And right now, getting more danger in this matchup, Mike Santana might be looking to send Kazarian with another pile driver from the apron through the floor for a table. Kazarian holding onto that rope for dear life.
Just think about
driving Santana back first to the turnbuckles.
The more these two hurt each other, the more it benefits Nick.
And right now, Kazarian runs into Santana's boot again. Boot to the face, and Kazarian falls face first on the apron. What is Santana figuring here on the corner, up on the second, outside turnbuckle, jumping in. Oh my God!
Cutter
out of nowhere with the cutter falling from the apron through the table! And Kazarian drapes the arm over on Santana. 3 count applied by Santana.
And now the 10 count begins.
That's right. If Santana does not stand up, Kazarian will be the new TNA World Champion. Again. And right now, Kazarian also is at risk. This could be a double count. Kazarian doesn't get back up to his feet right now. If a double count happens, Santana will retain.
Referee's at 7.
And Kazarian using the apron to get back up to his feet. Count of 8 right now on Santana. Count of 9. And Santana back up. Oh, but Kazarian with the knee in the back, driving Santana on the steel ring steps. Kazarian somehow willing himself back into this. Take a look at this, Walter. What a mess. Golly.
Damn.
jumping into that cutter, catching Santana on the way down and driving him down for the table to the floor.
Dude, he got all of it, too.
Crowd chanting F.U. Kazarian. Again, shout out to the Friends of our Studios. Follow JHeberSide 95. Follow Barry for Wrestling, Rage of Wrestling, Rangers of Wrestling, Cast 80 Studios. And follow us at SR Studios 24 on the X to keep up with all of our Washington coverages across all things wrestling. Again, shout out to our friends in the GCW Collective. Of course, covering GCW right now as we speak. And it looks like Kazarian is trying to pull a ladder out into play. What the hell is this about?
That's a 20-foot ladder, too.
Well, we've had tables and chairs, so it might as well become a TLC. As if the stakes weren't high enough, how about your own well-being, Walter?
Yeah, no.
Kazarian and Mike Santana so far, folks, have been able to withstand the referee's count of 10. Both men have been pinned once, but this Texas death match continues until someone cannot answer a count of 10 following a decision rendered.
Frankie's literally become a Bob the Builder. What the hell is in his mind?
And Frank Kazarian right now setting up something with devastating effect if it hits.
Oh my God. He suplexes him off through the table.
Trying to stop Mike Santana's second reign before it actually really begins. And making sure the audience completely soaks it all in. Oh, shite. Wait a minute. You remember the Biz, by the way, when he used to be involved in TNA, how much of a monster he was with barbed wire?
He from the Bronx. He don't play for the Yankees, but batter up.
Here comes Barbie! And Mike Santana might be looking for a home run. Oh, man, Kazarian avoids disaster. Now look for the crowd race chicken wing. And figure out the damage done to the back, Walter. Try to bring him down, choke him out. Rips him off, though. And Kazarian. Oh, he's the barbed wire baseball bat to the midsection. Oh, it's Santana crowding Kazarian with that bat and barbed wire. Turn away the flash.
And I think Frankie was already cut a little bit.
Oh, gosh.
He just opened the wound worse.
Talk about the realest. How about the nastiest? Santana believes he was made for this to be the standard of TNA wrestling. Down goes Kazarian with a Mizunoku driver. And now what's Mike Santana thinking here with this table in play and this 20-foot ladder? Santana right now putting Frank Kazarian on the table and uh-oh. To become the standard of TNA, how much are you willing to sacrifice to show no surrender, to prove that you are the one bound for glory, to take this place against all odds, and to move forward on what was your turning point last year? Oh, dear God. Mike Santana high above the audience from the top fill, Latino Ying! Choking, big freaking choking! Frog splash for Kazarian for the table of the ladder! The cover! The Kazarian gets out! No 3 count! No 3 count!
I wonder how smart that was. If I was Kazarian, I would have let him get the 3. That way I get the little 10-second break and got up before the 10 count, no? Wouldn't that have been a little smarter?
Channeling his inner Eddie Guerrero with that frog splash being the whole effing show as well as you see this very slow count by Nick Nemeth, but Kazarian did get the shoulder up before the 3. This continues.
What, don't you think that would have been smarter?
I would, again, the brains goes out the windows here and something like this. And this is the point now where, again, Nick Nemeth is showing a little bit of bias. He wants to see a point to linger. He wants these men to continue to destroy each other. He clearly does not want to see a decision rendered. How much is left out of these 2 men, though, to your point?
Mm-hmm.
And both men collide and literally holding up each other. Santana, Kazarian, eye to eye. Again, right now, who's more desperate here? Both men again crashing, and Nick Nemeth trying to remove the wreckage from the middle of the ring. And again, Santana, Kazarian. How valuable is that title? Oh, the disrespect. That's disgusting.
What, the cut?
Defiance of it. Oh my gosh.
We've seen this before from Santana.
Oh gosh. Santana turning his right arm into a lethal weapon wrapped around barbed wire, looking to spin the block and cut Kazarian's face off. Oh, spin the block with barbed wire! Hover! 2 and 3!
Dude, I think he caught him in the throat with that barbed wire.
And now Nick Nevis starts the 10 count again. Remember, Kazarian does not get back up to his feet, regardless if Santana doesn't. Mike Santana will retain the TNA World Championship.
Yeah, Santana doesn't have to try to pull himself up, but he's doing it.
And right now, again, Nick Nevis trying his count. Count of 6. Count of 7. Both men trying to use the ropes to get up to their feet. Count of 8. Almost there. Count of 9. Oh, 10. He didn't do it. Count of 10. He didn't do it.
He slipped. He slipped. He slipped. His feet were flat on the ground and then he slipped, Noah.
Exactly. Unable to keep the vertical brace. Mike Santana is still TNA World Champion. Through hell and war and back, Mike Santana is still the TNA World Champion as Kazarian's hopes fade to black. Talk about putting yourself to new heights. You wanted to become the standard. You took that spot 1 year ago. Now, 1 year later, you end Genesis as the TNA World Champion.
It's really over, though.
Carlos Silva raising the hand of Mike Santana.
Nick whispered something in Carlos' hand.
If I say Nick Nevis holding up the hand of Mike Santana tonight. Look at this show. There's a danger zone!
You knew that was coming.
Danger! 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 We knew it was a possibility. We wasn't sure it was going to happen during the match. I think, Walter, Nick Nevis knows what he wants to now after the match. And right now, Nick Nevis, I think Nick Nevis ready to call his shot.
He's a licensed official.
Well, he's no longer an official now, Paul. He's a competitor. I call for another referee. Of course, you can't count your own match. Is this actually happening? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Oh, it's the block!
I don't think it's official.
The referee was running his way down, but he did ring the bell. It is not official yet. Once again, Mike Santana stops Nick Nevis from calling the shot and stands tall tonight, the TNA World Champion.
Now I don't remember whether I put yes or not for the bonus.
Well, all I know is that danger still looms, and Mike Santana welcomes being the prime target, as there is your new standard of TNA wrestling. Tonight, we usher in a new era, with Mike Santana still holding the TNA World title. Take a look at this replay, by the way. That first tombstone power driver through those chairs, buckling Kazarian's cranium. You think about it again, reckless abandonment, your own well-being be damned. When it comes to going after the TNA World Championship, to your point, he did catch Kazarian in the throat with that final lethal spin the block. And as Nick Nemeth took Mike Santana further into the danger zone, it was Mike Santana who defied Nick Nemeth's chances and spun his block to still lead the TNA World Champion. That's a warning fire. That's a warning shot fired to anybody who tries to step over Mike Santana's path of purpose again.
Damn sure was a warning.
Santana, however, looks to be the man to lead this new beginning as the face and the standard of TNA wrestling. Thank you for joining us tonight for our coverage of TNA Genesis. Mike Santana, the realist and still the champ. For Walter Cruz, I'm Noah Foster. We thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you shortly to take a short intermission in about 50 minutes or so for the Saturday Shenanigans. For now, make a positive impact in life. Walter, it was not a perfect pay-per-view, but that certainly was far more of what I expect from TNA Wrestling. And have a good night. We'll see you for Share Shenanigans or tomorrow for AEW Collision Retro Watch Along coverage. It's always a pleasure. It's always a great impact with all of you. Thank you again for tuning in. This has been TNA Genesis. Adieu. Walter, cut the damn feed. Whew. That was actually pretty damn good.